Where's everybody, bro? Quite late. A lot of traffic. I don't know. Maybe I should stop. Not in the right mindset. I don't want to say something that will get cancelled for. The birthday party. Fucking wait. What happened? Nothing. Just life. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll come back, maybe I won't. Interesting history. Yeah. I don't anymore. I put a stream for now. You guys can watch while I go and freshen up and Yep. What the fuck? How is Wolves winning?
Play. Going to keep RRQ on their toes at any given time. That trap can be sprung. They pivoted all the way over towards this A side. Dark cover going to obscure the view from tree trips. Broken by Chalk as well. Scaling now into the site for Wolves. They want to commit. They want to anchor.
What you lit up, that is
Yeah, a lot of people were waiting.
use of that recon. Util Cushy going to capitalize on his own application of the recon in the middle
What's up, my
of the
friend?
smoke spring.
Part of life. Well, thank you, Sanity, for the 100.
Not before he takes
love you.
out of flesh out of the game.
Yeah, it's part of life. Just don't want a life.
Working his way through
That's
heaven.
it.
Would love to accomplish getting
One
at
enemy
least
remaining.
a bit more damage, but it's
Love
not.
I'm
one
in
or
the
two
mood
more
of,
guns, Wyatt. But Lysol with the ghost.
Just I'm just not in the mood.
Definitely
of
put in
anything,
the least
bro.
advantageous position.
Lagging. Don't give a
Being
fuck.
said,
bro.
a kill
Let it
would
lag.
get him
Thank you for the
closer
100.
to
though.
that annihilation.
We only really saw one of them from Lysol and just missed clipping a player over towards tiles in that first half. Again, Lysol a huge part of the engine room in terms of stall utility. Of course, that GravNet play didn't quite go off the way they planned it. Lysol will bathe in the blast. We'll get on with our lives. Round at number 16 coming at you. And RRQ, with their first buy, maintain 4 Vandals.
Someone is B.
Oh, okay, little turn.
He just turned quick enough, saved his team
One enemy remaining.
potential demise.
That kill there is big. I mean, Sufat obviously trying to intervene,
Don't stream, take break, man.
caught on that rotate attempt. How does Fury
I
for
mean,
Cushy
this is
hit?
compulsory. I have to
Keep
do.
your
It's
eyes
part of
on
work.
him in
Watch
this
party.
round. Impressive to see him
If it's
top
not watch
ranking in
party, I
this
wouldn't
game
watch.
as well. But typically for this team, it is just
Part of
GenG
work.
taking over at all times. The rest of the players sort of
It
even
also, if I don't
statistical
watch
spread.
party, they will not let
Come on,
me
get
watch
brought
party next time.
Very low. Lucky to be
It is
alive.
given
Team almost
that if you
lacking
miss,
smokes.
you don't get permission.
Is collected.
Okay, well, classic spring. Tries to jump out
Not
there,
done?
get a bit of a fight.
Yeah, I think
Juicy
this
trades. Lysol here with only a Guardian to work with and completely caught by that Hunter's Fury. Xvero just wants to bust the door down now quickly. Assume control of his A side as already the rotates coming in. Now,
Oh yeah, I
Sufat
told
has
the
the
neon
own.
light guys to
Will be
neon
revealed
guys,
here
the
now by
light guy
the
to
Cypher ult.
refund.
Going to
I
keep
don't want
Wolves
it
at
anymore.
bay right now. Perhaps he's just going
Nano
to
leaf,
opt to
sorry, nano
save. Sufat would love to get a tag with this drone and
So,
someone to
I'll figure
spam down
something
with the
else out.
Odin, but
Got
If he
Gemkin.
delivers, he delivers. Doesn't, I'll
not
figure
going to
something.
happen. Recon, they're going to try to scale in. Time dwindling a bit.
They don't have the money for this. To risk these weapons here, they're going to go for it.
Standing.
Sufat here is committed, clearly. In
Bro,
for a
call,
penny, in
mom
for
is
a pound,
calling,
he
call.
says. Got the player inside tree, it's Gemkin who's going to show some black here and be a little quicker on the trigger finger to boot. RRQ are clambering
Gun here.
desperately back into the map.
Couple good multiplayer faces at the end, just cleaning things up. from main and
Thank
back
you, Destroyer,
Gen.
for 100.
Spring
Hey guys,
going for
I
a
stopped
questionably
donating. I don't
aggro
answer. I
play,
don't listen, but thank you.
swinging out there.
This presents himself, doesn't it?
Before the flash actually
don't
popped
want-
from Juicy,
I
the
don't
timing
want
just a
like,
little bit
it's
off.
okay, bro.
Juicy does find a moment to pop himself
understand.
out of the smoke, but at that point,
Just pissed.
he's already down one. Things are getting traded out.
Yeah.
It is mistakes like that, that missed timing on the pop flash for Spring, that are going to be punished by a team of RRQ's caliber.
100%. They are quality in terms of the fundamentals, trading things out effectively. Nothing crazy on that round, just a good A split. I was hoping to
There's a lot of
catch
things going
someone
on in my
there
mind.
in A main, but that won't
It's
be
been,
the case.
It's been going for a while.
It seems
now.
like with Monyat being near enough to hear that pressure coming, RRQ will be
You got
happy
attacked?
to just get into this B site, which they're going to imagine will be lighter on players, and they are absolutely correct. Going to get things for free. Opportunity to build towards a couple ultimates here. Crucially, Crazy Guy going to have the null command into the next. That has always been one of the highest value ults that you can get on this Ascent map with the age-old comp.
And the pattern that RRQ have made use of to their great success over in Pacific is really simple. It's GenG gets first kills. In their final series against GenG, he was 26 for 12. First kills, first deaths.
Insane.
We mentioned like he has 137 of those in Pacific, and the next closest player is 85. It is an absurd outlier stat that RRQ always get GenG in position to succeed in these early rounds. Now, this example, of course, is against basically a full save, so I wouldn't write home about it, but that has been kind of the core of their play.
I'm sorry, Sufat? Sufat check?
That's, that did not go as he had planned.
Okay, he'll be on the Guardian.
I get that he doesn't want to keep an ult off, but maybe
he was a little bit too far away to run into the spike explosion.
it's like the
Hello.
plot of I Am
Okay.
What's up,
Legend.
Aris?
He's like the only
Welcome
guy
to
left
stream.
after the Fallout. That's not where you want to be.
All right, Wolves are going to pick up the Operator. It is crucial to the success of this double Sentinel comp. You want to be able to use that
Get
off
some sleep. Yeah,
with
I
your
mean,
Yoru
I slept in
and
the cab.
have it route the attacking team into the sites that are specifically littered with a ton of
good, I'm
that
good.
Sentinel
Chill, bro.
utility. It's crucial for this machine to be working. Pop flash coming through, Jepkin on the swing, but Juicy gets out of dodge, posts up on a safer angle.
GenG is insistent. While he has that tailwind active about trying to take a fight, he has to tuck this corner.
Sufat tries to timing him walking back out. Here, just spamming with that Guardian. High pillar penetration, pop flash from Juicy wants to get out Recon as well to post up on the angle. I like this, but Jemkin might just timing him.
It's GenG's individual brilliance that's allowed him to succeed in these situations prior. Null command coming out. Crazy Guy instantly knocked. This time Spring on a much safer line, deep on the A site, flattens the KO. Somewhat of a sell of this fake, I guess, as RRQ now turn their eyes over towards the B side of the map. There's going to be a player to GenG's immediate right. Crossing here could be dangerous. Spring has dealt now with that KO properly. And in comes the Cocoon. Nice little catch off the Annihilation here. And Wolves aren't really in a great position to help Juicy out. So GenG got caught. Kochi pushes in a boathouse though. Up on numbers are RRQ. But YU and Spring, high school classmates, now have to put it together. 5 years of play together. They themselves have said they are on the same wavelength. Need to bail Wolves out here.
They were just a little bit too far away in the rotate, but they catch the first on next Pharaoh. Monyet is so weak. Real opportunity to clutch things out.
Revealed there, pinged out by the neural theft. Big opening made here by YU. Cushy trying to keep Wolves at bay, but they are coming, and they've got a taste for blood. Cushy's third of the round.
One enemy remaining.
What a flick from YU. Nobody knows where Cushy was. It doesn't matter. 4K for the Sova and RRQ again. Another giant step towards evening up this game. Then attack side prowess for RRQ on full display.
Cushy is just putting on a clinic on the Sova right now. So dangerous to get into the site. Lightsor was inevitably going to find someone with that Annihilation, playing defensively all the way in the back. But that still wasn't enough. Wolves were just too far away. The rotates coming from A were not there in time to assist. Sure, Lysor gets the one, but he is completely overwhelmed by the numbers of RRQ, and Xfero gets a great moment to push towards spawn, get in the dark cover, catch out one of those Wolves players who felt like, I need to get in here to help Lysor ASAP. I need to try to flood into assist, get a timing right now, swing towards stairs, get a fight, but it just doesn't come, and Coach Fade now getting into that and second time out of the game.
Two things I'm looking for from the Wolves side of things is the early play from Spring. Much better in that last round. Took Crazy Guy down instantly, playing a much safer spot over on that A site. And can Wolves generate an early advantage off of this GravNet flash combination? We've seen it once. It was against a, it was a bonus round for Wolves. They really need to throw what they can at GenG to stop him from getting rolling early. Those Jet first kills, no joke. We've talked about the stats already. It's a huge part of RRQ's run here. GenG has to be nullified entirely as a star player on this map.
It's going to be all sheriffs here for Wolves. The RRQ economy has been out of control. Push here towards main from Juicy. Xfero with his eyes on this location. And we've just been seeing on these rounds, it is the story with RRQ. They're not reinventing the game. They are playing a style that we have seen, going for executes that we have seen a million times over with this composition, but they just do it so well.
They don't invent the wheel, Wyatt, they just grease it and turn it.
Working my way up top mid, double face into YU, who's able to stay alive for now.
Flash there just to keep him honest, to keep him further back from potential rotate. Crazy Guy was able to extract Sufat with consummate ease, but Juicy does disrupt things a little bit. That was the spike loose, but already recovered by GenG. It's why you look for a timing out of this spawn side. GenG went to hunt Juicy. And RRQ looking absolutely ruthless on this anti-eco round. Not giving a lot of opportunities here for Wolves to sort of double up, group up, spring! Okay.
He heard the drop down. I'm surprised Xfero just kept the util out. He made sound.
Something to work with.
Long as traffic.
With that smoke thrown out, Wolves will be allowed access here to the site.
And that is a gun recovered for Spring. He picks up that Vandal. Lysor gets one as well. Real opportunity all of a sudden.
GenG hoping to take this first contact effectively at Speedway, and Spring, unarmed as he is,
Very heated.
will be handled.
GenG
GenG has 3 for the round, and Crazy Guy will end it.
I don't know.
Now we've got ourselves a game, folks. One round stands between RRQ and Wolves' 10
So,
round total.
how's everyone?
On their debut, this
My
RRQ
Pongal is it?
squad, they
I love
managed
Pongal, bro. I miss
to hold
Pongal.
their nerve, not succumb to the fact that they were down
miss
by
Chennai,
such
though.
a significant margin that they lose the second half pistol.
I miss all good times.
Being on the big stage hasn't gotten to
Good
them.
time,
They've
good time. I miss good
completely
times.
rallied back into this game. They have so much
Something happened
economic
in party?
pressure on Wolves. RQ could
No, not
fly
really. Nothing happened in
every
party.
single round with ease. Juicy's going to pick up that operator again. Wasn't able to find success with it on the prior round. This time towards Cat, taking a hit towards South.
It's not
Oh my
with the
God,
traffic.
Juicy is
I just
so
had
fast right now.
a realization.
Controlling all the space,
Hitting
taking
me
a lot of
hard.
damage, and Sufat just catches him out. In the meantime, the
Very
spike
hard
is working its
realization.
way up. Cat just hoping to get a fake into the site. Sonic
The
sensor
traffic was part of it.
destroyed by that shock dart. They're trying to scale in.
What a timing for Lysor!
Spike down.
Shuts RRQ down instantly. MiokeN bailed them out, but this has still now gotten very, very dangerous and very much out of hand. Crazy Guy's just walking away. MiokeN does not have that opportunity. He is in the side. Gets the plant down now and is hoping, praying the Crazy Guy.
I'm sorry
there
guys,
in
if you
time, but
guys,
he's got
I'm
a
sorry,
barrier in his
thank
way.
you
He's
guys
gonna
for
break through
supporting
this
so much.
quickly.
He's
Sanity
able to
shares
do
and
so. Has one
remaining
flash to try
rest
to
of you
pop
guys.
out of the smoke.
Sorry, I
Give
can't
some
do
assistance to
anything.
Manya, who's stuck in hell.
Yeah.
Crazy Guy taking a little bit of damage here through this dark cover down to 5. It's getting dangerous, and there it is.
Destroyer for Nandel as well.
Why you knows exactly what the KO is. And here come Wolves back
Baba, Sovereign.
to winning ways, and doing so while maintaining some very expensive
Sorry, yeah.
weaponry here. Odin, operator, still in hand for this team.
RRQ love to sell a fake, but this time it's not bought. Sufat
Enemy remaining.
with that initial spam kill. The players over on A didn't really need to rotate off. There was still a lot of utility from that deadlock to keep the players that were pivoting
Just
through
get
tree
them or
at
something.
bay. That allows for some Wolves rotates to get there, but Lysor
Not
coming up with a
myself.
huge 2K. Doesn't look insane on the scoreboard right now, but I think his best play actually has come from deadlock on Ascent. versus the Omen on some of the other maps. This is fast from RRQ. They're getting right up into the main. They want to get into the site. A lot of tripwires to deal with. GenG over the top.
This time Sufat isn't here to spray anyone down to play off any of that site. You do till it's white. You in the site. You just can't complete any kills.
He thought he had it, already made the adjustment, but he just didn't connect that headshot. Maybe if Sufat can somehow pick up one kill here, a spam kill, he'd have the Hunter's Fury, but first is the one from Kush. He doesn't get the initial connection. There's the tag. Can he capitalize? No,
That's the problem. If I see anything sorted out or anything.
Do they try to go for this right now?
Might be a tough one. MiokeN brought down. He was in B main. Spring is at least able to dig him out. So now there's not the risk of a backstab as Wolves try and hit the site.
They know they can just focus on the players here. Chiu wants to get down lane, beat from X-Sparrow. He's undoing, but the shot goes wide.
Now though, RRQ been forced to play onto the side, but GenG is waiting for them. Fangs bared, blades out, ready to throw down. Deals with Sufat as well. Headshot off the knives. And there's no more time for Wolves to get in here. GenG will pursue them. Blood in his eyes. Even so much that he take the clone down and perish to the blast. Back and forth now, RRQ keep it one round.
Late on this attack side, GenG slow to start, but finding his moments, finding serious impact on the game. That kill towards stairs.
I really thought I would die doing surgery, but letting myself realize the fear helped me
Sufat
cope
not
with
ready
it
for the
and overcome it.
engagement. It's picked off.
I'm proud of you, Destroyer. You went through it and
RRQ are
you come
so
out
close to
trophy.
tying this game up. Just
hope
one
everything is
round
all right now.
away. Can Wolves close things out? Juicy still with this operator. He was able to get away with his life. He wants to post up in B main.
Hunter's Fury as well for Wolves. Oh, they catch MiokeN, and that's the controller out of the game.
In the meantime, what happened with Juicy? He tried to go for a peek in B main, or was just
I might
holding the
need
angle,
a
but
fresh
Just
air
straight up
when
died. Did he leg
the map.
Xfero?
It looks like he,
Maybe
I
when
mean,
the map
wall
is
shot
done,
legged him
maybe I need a
something.
fresh air.
Worked his way into the site.
This timing
oh
is
my God,
quick.
there's no way.
Sufat, knife out.
The whip.
Xfero now needs to get busy on the site, but he knew his time was short after missing that engagement. B site is clear, but now it's handed over to A.
Yes, do works.
They feel like they just have to get in. RRQ, null command. GenG wants to make space. Crazy guy out of the open.
Awkward timing. GenG got pinged just as he jumped into that cloudburst. Lysol did fall. Kushi trying to get the res. He's trying to tease it. Spring looking for a timing. Crazy guy's back in the game. At least secures the trade. Kushi now 1v2.
He does bait him out. He gets the door down. Wants to take the duel, but Sufat
let
wins
this
the
round get over, go
engagement.
get some
Kushi
fresh
does a great job of isolating the remaining Wolves
like
players.
5 minutes. I think I can take 5 minutes.
Making a believer out of me in the clutch potential, but he can't connect that last
Open the door.
shot.
The door's open.
What a prediction from Sufat. Does he run into gets him on the teleport? That was madness in May. Absolute madness. RRQ going to pivot right into
The balcony
a
don't know.
timeout.
I'm not opening the
Time
balcony.
to calm
The balcony
things
door is
down after
too
a
many mosquitoes.
very, very chaotic round.
Neither team actually has a strong economy
Not happening.
to play this round. Wolves are going to try and end the map with a couple of half armors maybe mixed in here. Still fine for them, of course, after winning the previous one. And GenG has been the kind of player that's actually shone in post-plant anchoring situations for RRQ this map. So getting ahead of that stall util, that fast play into B has been one of the most effective tools that RRQ have been able to leverage to get these round wins. But they're running into an annihilation. A dimensional drift for Juicy.
The mosquitoes
It's definitely
crazy
on the
this time,
table. He's
yeah.
2 orbs away from developing that.
I'm not too high of a floor to be not having mosquitoes, bro.
Wolves at the moment.
But I got bit so many mosquitoes bit me.
They win that
It's
final
itching all
round,
over the
so
place.
RRQ take this. The final round of this regular time.
That's weird
would
being
be a
nice
bad
sometimes
vibe for
is
Wolves. This is
Not worth it.
so important right now for the Pacific #1 seed. It's not their map pick, but it's at the
You guys
top
are
of
my
their
therapist
pool.
today.
They're making a serious go at running this back. Comeback feels so real. They're on the precipice. It's going to be a lot of pressure towards a main 0 point, clearing things out.
Step 1 is play through the one-way. RRQ are happy to walk it, and there's no forward presence from
That's
Wolves
a
to
body,
play
yeah.
off of it.
YU has moved his
Looking
setup
good.
to this A side this time. Kill Trip Insight to play off. Cage to dance around when the hit comes in. GenG over the top. Top Gen.
She's going to clear hell now. GenG is on the side. Why you get lit? Oh, that's hurting for the defenders. Chiu though gets involved. He's on that upper side. Eventually traded out. RRQ player advantage.
Juicy flash through, but dark cover down. Do they dare find a timing to try to just pop flash out of this when the spike is going down? Now Juicy is began to rotate towards tree.
This spot for xffero is so good. Juicy's not ready for it. And that shuts down any chance of a split flood for the defenders. Spring found GenG just picked him up out of nowhere, and MiokeN spraying through the floorboards. Gets RRQ that round that could well be worth 2, that could send us into overtime.
Wolves perhaps feeling committed, or that they were just about to get flanked by xffero, who just picked up Juicy towards tree, so they do swing out. They lose all of the weaponry. There's been some serious issues on these A hits with Wolves being able to deal with the recon darts. Multiple rounds on these executes. It's been YU getting lit up, picked off by GenG, who can't help but increase his first kill stats at every turn. This buy for Wolves is horrific. RRQ, this is the perfect opportunity to rally this game all the way back. They've held their nerve. They can take this to OT.
And it starts with a 3-player push into mid. Wolves only have the token presence of the trapwire here. GenG is trying to figure out if he can get under it. I respect that. They had to clear it manually, and now this push through market. There's a belated approach for xffero here, and B-Man and Juicy's definitely expecting it with the cyber cage up and on the side. Here come RRQ. Juicy's only got a short window. He's found 2 dimensional drift. He's going to see it all and crucially get out alive. Chiu locks it down on the side, and RRQ collapsing in a screaming heap. Chiu tries to finish the job, but there's the annihilation. Straight into the spider's lair. RRQ wonder, and it falls with map pick. Do they start with a win on your feet, hands together? Wolves are far from done.
That lead was just insurmountable. Wolves were so good on the attack side that they win the pistol in the second half as well. RRQ made a hell of a go at it, but they just could not come all the way back. Wolves looking so good again against all odds. How do they keep doing it? This team can't help but defy expectations.
Magic seeping up out of the cobblestones here at the Anacare Arena in Toronto. We're to step away, but next into the Alice Desk, we're going to break down our first map.
Or he's it's not him.
What are you guys doing? I don't know, man. I don't even know what are they doing. Let's go! Woo! Let's go!
Yeah, Wolves was playing as though they have nothing to lose.
Watch me win, then watch me do it again.
Hey,
Let me show you how to fuck stuff. Oh man, I was just getting warmed up.
spike defused.
Yes. What do you call the moon doctor? I forgot what it's called.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Back here on the floor at Massive Toronto, we're at the Anacare Stadium. What a game so far, right, Toronto? as you can see, we have a sea of KJs behind me. By the way, KJ's my main, but we're gonna have to dance around nanoswarms and alarm bots and go through another game of rock, paper, scissors. But this time, it's against the very best, eventually rock, paper, scissors. How this is gonna work? We will play a rock, paper, scissors against me. If you
You're gonna
lose,
win a
you
good
take a
stream
step
today,
back,
bro.
right?
It's a
And
Saturday
then the
night.
last one standing gets to choose a prize with what we have
Oh,
in store.
fuck
I don't know what it is.
my
I'm just saying, I know what it is. It's just a surprise. We're ready to go? Do we know the rules for real of rock, paper, scissors? On shoot. All right, let's do this. I'm doing paper. I'm doing paper. Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. JK. I threw a scissors. Who did I throw off? Who did I throw off? Who do we have left? Okay, we got a tie over here. Oh, already, dude. I've got rid of 60% of the team. I'm a collector. Are we ready? I'm gonna do scissors. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay. Actually, you beat me. I beat you. So that's already a winner right here. What's your name, by the way?
Jade.
Jade, congratulations. She is our winner here. Everyone give it up to Jade. You get to choose between signs of RRQ or also from Wolves. Which one would you like?
Wolves.
Let's go. So we're cheering for Wolves. Thank you so much, everybody. Continue and enjoy the game. See you for more eventually.
Obviously, she will. Thinking about it, I didn't know water for long. Fuck.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Here with Coach Fade. Brother, whew, what a game. What a game that was. Wolves looking good right now. Would it be safe to say that everything is going according to plan, even with what happened toward the tail end of that game?
There were definitely some hiccup throughout our defense. So I think it's like some jitters since we haven't played in a couple of days.
Yeah.
So I think we will be fine by map 2.
Yeah. What makes this team just what they are, so different, so talented? What do you think is the difference between what you guys provide and what your opponent provides?
I think we have really strong mental and trust between our members.
Yeah.
So I think that carries through a lot.
Okay. Well, we see it in the game, brother. Congratulations. We'll see you later. Back to you guys.
Wolves, they continue their win streak here at Masters Toronto. I am your hosting, so I'm back here with Kakuka and Mimi. You know, after that first half, you have to say it was probably in the favor of Wolves, but Kakuka, it was a little bit too close for comfort towards the end. But a win is still a win.
We know the Ascent is all about the attack side and what you can do with it. I think that on the side of Wolves, it had to do a lot with the deadlock. Not only because I'm a deadlock enjoyer, but I think that we could see in this matchup the impact that it was having. And also, on the other side, we were seeing a GenG in, that it was a little bit GenG out from the side of the defense on RRQ.
Out.
Yeah. Is that wrong in English?
No, it's right.
Okay.
It's just... Se la bella.
Okay.
Yeah.
No se la ha pelado, pero sí.
Anyway, Mimi, what did you think?
I mean, I was super impressed with Wolves' attack side. I think the way that they use their deadlock utility is super high value. They have a lot of set plays around the net. They're like juggling their utility to contain space on the attack, but defense was a little bit troubling there.
Yeah, let's talk about and look at some of the utility we saw from that double Senti comp in our HyperX reflex moment of the day. YU, part of that dynamic duo, bringing so much impact.
Yeah, and when we look at this play, this is a perfect example. We're speaking about a bonus that is going to mean also the chance for Wolves to snowball in this first half. YU gets this amazing 4K, but it wouldn't have been possible without that wall that we're seeing, without the grab net and the camera combo. Look at this beautiful combo, just to set up such an easy kill for them.
And remember, this is the new deadlock where that net is the refreshable piece of utility, so you can have that online multiple times throughout the round. Wolves is a really slow team. You saw it on this map, how much they are defaulting on the attack side before ever committing to a hit. So it means that they can afford to use that net early to take something like B main control and then reset, have it again for that execute. And I felt like they were getting a lot of value out of the refresh and the initial time they got to use that piece of utility.
They did, but on the defense, it was just something about RRQ, you know, Cushy as well.
Oh, yeah,
if you look at the scoreboard, how on earth did they manage to not actually make that comeback?
Yeah, it's so surprising to see GenG not putting out outrageous numbers. And if we take a look at the side of Wolves, everything's pretty evened out. I feel like everybody in this team has their moments of finding a lot of impact. Like Lysor was not having the best first half in the kill department.
Still stood up.
It doesn't matter because it pisses me off because it's like, yes, he might have not gotten the kill, but without everything else that he did in the round, you wouldn't have been able to even got onto side or get the spike down.
Very true. For Junkin, he's a guy who plays alone a lot. He doesn't have like constant double initiator support in the way some other duelists in this tournament do. Maybe like someone like Roger would be an example. He's oftentimes on this map like alone in mid, walking up in the mid round. And I think Wolves did a great job of avoiding him when he was on those walks and really focusing on just pounding the extremities and running over those side anchors, isolating them with the double
getting some order.
I've already spoken about this. Sufai BB, my favorite player in this tournament. If he's not your favorite player, you're wrong. What are you doing? Open your eyes, because Mimi, he just does things like this, and the vibes he brings afterwards as well is so infectious.
I loved his energy on the stage. I mean, half of Wolves was standing up after winning a lot of these rounds, but he has such an infectious presence there. Just looking at him, what are you doing? Yelling. He's definitely the person who's bringing the vibes.
Aura, Mimi. The word that you're looking for is aura. Every single time that he stands up, he always says the right thing, not only to his teammates, but also to the opposing team. I think that there was a moment also with, we saw RRQ being a little bit more aggressive on the defense, trying to break the timings a little bit, something that you think you can take advantage of a team that is not as experienced. But they actually, Wolves learned onto those mistakes so quickly, and Sufai has to be one of the key parts for that.
We will be heading to RRQ's map pick next, so let's hear what Coach Ewok had to say ahead of map 2.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Here with Coach Ewok from RRQ as we get ready for this second map here. Now, the trend in playoffs has been that the 1 seeds have been struggling, and with this slow start, I'm sure this is not what you wanted as well. How do you guys look to avoid this as we get ready for map 2?
Well, there's been a lot of 1 seeds also in the league that were all losing as well, and we were the only one that broke that curse, so we're looking to do that here as well.
Good break your curse. How do you guys do that, and what's the player that you're looking to really lean on in this situation to bring you guys to map 3?
I think we just overall, we started slow. Of course, we lost double pistol, we lost bonus, so we just need we're a little bit more warmed up now. We usually lose map 1, so this is just part of the story for us.
All right, it's all part of the plan, he says. All right, brother, well, thank you so much for your time. Back to you guys at the desk.
Who gives a shit?
They're gonna have to bring something here, especially with those pistols as well on Icebox, because if they don't, they're also gonna be dropping down into the lowers like the other number 1 seeds we've seen so far.
I can't even talk about. I'm not supposed to be talking like that.
He's kind of cope, but I
hope
almost believe it with RRQ.
I hope I get
they really
rights
got
again
into the game in that second half. Key players like GenG were coming online, and he's absolutely right that back in Pacific, they played a lot of long series, especially in that playoff run to qualify to Toronto.
Yeah, and one thing that I like about this Icebox is that they're going to be starting on the attack. We saw how well it was going on Ascend, and I want them to have the autonomy to choose the fate of the rounds.
But the question is, what comp are they going to be playing? They were a Teo team when they showed this before. This is another map that has a lot of variety.
Can make the same argument for Wolves.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's true too. We haven't seen them here at this event on this map, so it's a lot of question marks all over.
I'm getting ahead of myself because we do have a second match coming up, but my goodness, nobody plays Sage here. I just want to see the Sage. Why does nobody like Sage?
If we get Icebox, you're going to be treated. I don't know if we will see it. I pray that we will in the second series, and we get some Sage, but maybe, Yinsu, maybe we'll see it now.
Yeah, why not? Why not? I mean, I don't think we will, but as we take a look at the live agent select here, we have instant lock-ins from both sides.
So RRQ played the old kind of comp there, but not that KO. It's the Omen look instead with the double controller. I really like this choice. I think Omen's biggest strength is being able to disrupt space in mid on the attacking side. Throw down smokes, teleport top 2, and really make life difficult for Lysor as that Killjoy player.
What I like about it is actually the playing also as a second layer to that duelist. No matter if it is on the attack or on the defense, he gives you another layer of depth that I actually favor as well.
Watch on their AXX as well. If they're putting their smoke on pipes, that does a lot to pull a lot of attention, bait out utility. There's some great ideas with this Omen.
Let's find out. This one makes it to a map 3. Send it back to your casters, Uber and Wyatt.
How many levels agree with Mimi's sentiment about the whole storyline of RRQ losing the first map in all their series of being open. It is true. There was a lot of fracture in the pool, though, during the run through Pacific for RRQ, and they often had to run through that or GenG's Hate, for example. This is a different one. They just picked their first map. Well, they had their best map picked against them, they lost it. Now it's on Icebox,
and someone will watch the word later.
So Some talk about the double controller style here for RRQ.
They all
like
took my advice.
second
That's good.
initiator with this setup. It will leave them a little flashlight potentially, and also no access to the wingman.
Those extra smokes are great when
I
you're
might
playing for retakes.
even
when your
stop
fight
doing
wall
this,
is
bro.
Down, allowing you to
I don't want the headache
still
anymore, bro.
obscure
I
some of those
just-
dangerous angles. Speaking of dangerous wolves, all the way pushing out of B.
All right, ends up being a 2-for-2.
I don't-
Lightsaw able to double
Maybe
down.
tomorrow when you do.
Ah, yes. A good old classic clash of forces at the start of the pistol. Silfat is fortunately not able to draw a bead on Xfero. So RRQ, the party comes to them.
That is MiokeN nullifying all of that aggression.
I think I'm saying I'm
Three-piece
telling the
multi-kill.
truth.
Starting off hot here.
Saying
Had
the
some
truth,
good
I'm
moments, some rough moments on map
I'm
one.
saying-
Was certainly playing aggressive though. You can't take that away from him.
I mean, talk about a redemption arc for MiokeN. He was the scapegoat after that struggle for PRX in Madrid. He had to find his own way, forge his own path after his tenure with that team, and he found himself right home here on RRQ.
And it's really taken a long time for RRQ to find their own way, just slowly shifting pieces in their roster as 2024 went on, and then Crazy Guy really being the final piece of the puzzle for them that has taken them to this next level that they could never reach in the past. GenG going to get another first kill to open up this anti-eco. That is his specialty as the rest of the team slowly make their way back. Yellow and...
Wow, that might have been 2 taps, 2 headshots there. Wyatt?
Yeah, they were basically lined up. Okay,
Spike down B.
Trade that out, but that does just remove a ghost. So ultimately, doesn't matter.
Man, Wolves really want to fight these first couple rounds. Always sticking a player right up towards RRQ. Oh yeah, he's 5-1. Stunning stuff. GenG. That first kill he opens up, continues that trend.
Wait, that's pretty
That is
sick.
Absolutely raw.
Listen, MiokeN is getting pretty close early to having a Viper's Pit from one of these post plants. He is feeling good. You cannot blame him. All right, RRQ, what do you have on this bonus? That basically feels like a full buy. They have 3 Vandals.
Revealing area.
Just your standard recon to get that close info towards the A orb side. As GenG patiently waits out any potential aggression, and we'll see how far Juicy wants to take this.
They've done their homework. GenG, pen in hand, showing that it will be mightier than the Vandal in this case. Juicy stripped down to a best 57 points of health. He's out of there.
On the retreat with YU. Pivot away from Wolves, and hearing that 2-man retreat, RRQ feel very content to just take the space for free lightning fast trade from MiokeN.
The lack of omen here for the defenders means they can't just throw that one way up a green again and slow this down. They lack that level of stall utility that RRQ has access to. Oh, Xfero gets the drop.
Ready for that. Push all the way through. We are going to get into a 3 versus 3 post plant. A lot of damage done to a couple of these RRQ players, however, and that's going to keep them at bay. They're going to want to rotate off. Oh, wow. Eyesore not able to get fully on that. And as the cloud goes up, so they can cross with some safety. The breaking of that turret is certainly going to give things away.
MiokeN had a chance to get ahead of that timing, but could have been awkward. He would have been on his own.
It's a full commitment from Lysa, a very experienced player on this team.
No,
Time is
people
moving so
will
low. Pressure right now gets
I don't know if people were listening to me when I said go do
Start with,
something.
but Lisa's able to find
Maybe they got angry.
Dizzy out on the side. It's GenG. Vulnerable down to
I
47.
don't understand.
Sees the wingman coming. Gets to see his breakfast the second time. 3 for Spring in that round. Was finally able to slow the game down enough to be in position.
Again, whatever I'm saying, I'm telling you guys.
To be able to play
I'm saying
off
you too.
decision to anchor
I'm
the
just
situation with that
having a
dizzy
conversation.
MiokeN
Nothing is
forced to
concrete
break.
anymore.
Perfect swing out timing from
My
Spring.
mind is just, you know,
We're right back
bloating
to
or
the hype
shit.
from Supak. Right back to it.
For every reason, they're getting off to a decent start after dropping the pistol.
It's very low compared to the
Stopping that
game.
RRQ bonus is a big deal, and the fact that
Yeah.
they still have so many rifles to
I have
level
no
against
edgy today.
RRQ's actual buy. But MiokeN, with all of his early action, Wyatt has gotten that Viper's Pit online.
RRQ have taken some space towards this A side as they just have MiokeN towards spawn. Waiting out to see if there's any potential aggression, given Wolves showed a willingness to push hard through B main.
It's not about one day now.
Pistol, Juicy tried it again. Drone going out these close angles near 410.
Multiple days
to slowly work
it
into
all
position.
together.
They want to wait this Viper's wall.
No angle. No one in the site here for the defenders. They're hoping to make use of that Gecko util, the Owl drone to get them here. And that Snakebite has effectively stopped the plant for the time being.
They are taking the time. Are Wolves going to try to flood when this recon? Dizzy comes through as well. While you on the duel, Chunkin first blood.
And that position, Jeff Kadosi gets a straight up 1v1 if it's only an individual player, and Boiler, but Spring picks him off eventually. Viper's pit in the post plant. No Gecko to clear this either. No lockdown to force the attackers out of it. That's all because MiokeN got started so early.
No real utility at all for Wolves. It's going to come down to finding a timing in this pit, trying to root MiokeN out.
She assumes the position and Heaven side, but doesn't quite
the
shot. Crazy guy makes it count. MiokeN inside the pit there with the shorty. And that's just a situation where Wolves don't really have anything to play into that pit. It's too early for the ultimates that could actually give them an edge there.
I think they missed the timing window that they needed to take, which was
Yo,
flooding back in.
Alan?
There was some initial stall. They stopped the spike being put down. There were 3 players in that dark cover Heaven. But YU takes that first duel. It was a little disjointed from everyone else. I would have liked to have seen them have gotten very proactive before the spike went down, before MiokeN could have even gotten that pit off. Lacking that. Gecko with the wingman is really tough in that situation, trying to get back in. It's resulted with Wolves being put to a very early eco here. Juicy again, just loving to push up B main, and that has kept MiokeN in the spawn. Has to be patient, wait out any further push.
Can always play off that turret contact should there be a push elsewhere from Wolves, if it's up mid, for example. Slow around
No,
for RRQ.
I'm here only.
Regimentation of this team starting to
I just want to be out from the
shine through.
camp for like few
No
minutes.
information really for Wolves about his movements on the map. Now, this in theory would draw someone like Juicy out. That's a token of their Viper ball. Juicy's starting to wonder what the purpose
Yeah,
is.
it's the in-game volume.
He knows RRQ are not going B. He knows it's a
Bit of the
fake.
in-game volume is too loud.
Just push up pretty
Because
close
I'm
to
not
his
listening to
pistol.
it.
Won't go well.
Went off that RRQ. No to accelerate. This is going to be a free plant. Cushy has the spike. Going to get the Hunter's Fury to have that for the next buy round. Things are looking good for RRQ. Would be shocked if they lose too many guns in this situation.
Okay, let's not talk anyway. Let's not talk about all what I just said.
RRQ
Forget about it.
Taken into this basically full anti-eco round is pretty astounding.
I don't want to talk about it. So.
They know how important it is to start to build that economic base, so they respect Wolves even
Oh,
on a
they
round
run
where
a
they're basically nothing.
Not that I don't think RRQ would be playing particularly patient and going for some late round pivots anyhow, but it definitely does feel like that pistol round 4-man push from Wolves
Not
early on
exhausted.
instilled
No,
the
no,
fear
not
of
exhausted,
God
bro.
in them,
Just
and now they are waiting out
I'm eating, bro.
the potential for a play like that again. And even what was around 2 or 3, Juicy just kind of ran it down B main.
Oh, okay, crazy guy. I know we saw that.
Remaining.
YU Sheriff will detain, and then he will perish to the blast. The Wolves really only popped up for air once so far, that first buy round. Outside of that, silence somewhat, but it will be an op now in the hands of Juicy. Big investment made. Lockdown at the ready for the defenders, and now it's time to put their heads together. Think of how they're supposed to craft a winning recipe in this round.
That was such a bad
Juicy will
spray.
definitely be saving that Hunter's Fury though if the
Wonder how
lockdown
he
is
survived
used.
that
Just
space
the
over.
natural, easy 1-for-1 ult counter could come up. Wolves have also saved up enough cash where they can get an op into the hands of Juicy, go for some of those standard control plays where you have your jet
It's
just
a pattern, no?
watching over B main, the rest of the team
It's like
can
CS. It's
stack
like
up
CS.
towards
It's a
A.
pattern. You pull down left, right, then right, left. It's
control
like it's a
the map.
pattern.
Yeah, I mean, we saw how that previous round went. RRQ very carefully went A, hoped for a push-up.
You have a, so basically it's a muscle memory. At one point you will have it just muscle memory where you just need to it automatically. You need to practice that.
Now that kind of
What
round
comes
is
with
vastly
practice?
different, of
Muscle
course.
memory.
as they can post them up
The
on
people
yellow.
talk about old
Or on
must
Gen
have
over on the
maybe
A
it's
side,
always
that's
stuck
less
with you.
common now because it's so
I mean, not
easily
stuck with you,
denied
you
by an
need to
Aldrone to
own
push
your
that Jet
skills
off the
every
line.
single time.
Now, far more options at the disposal of Wolves on this defense
That's
side.
why you will not go
I really
pro.
do want to give Fade a lot of credit.
Absolutely.
The timeouts that he's been taking throughout this tournament. It's easy to point at the players who are going insane individually when Spring has come up with so many crucial dual wins.
Wait,
He's
did
putting up
Simba
sick
tell me that,
numbers,
or-
Juicy doing the same.
Is he telling me
We've
that or
seen
is he
countless
telling
times
Shreyas?
out of these timeouts that Wolves directly are able to win the subsequent round. Fade has done so much for this team. Let's see if it'll be the case here. Juicy is opposite. That's actually pushed down mid
I'm a bit confused
with this
also.
op. Early drone being used by RRQ to
Like
take
what?
space
Faked
towards
it.
A.
But he smoked the defender side spawn, so this definitely keeps Wolves looking in that direction, and it is going to open a window for RRQ to probe the map elsewhere.
Trying to make them think that they're going for the iconic GenG play, but it's
You
not
really
going
wanna
to
go pro?
happen.
I
And even
want
further
to
is
go
GenG trying to sell his presence
games.
on A. There are rotates being drawn over there, and now that's why you just be caught in the open. It's not even a trade. You can't find one.
Okay, that off for Juicy. Had to find some value this round, so it
I've been
does.
in the esports industry
There will
for
still be a
long.
plant, though, as
Almost
Munya just disrespects the poison on.
15 years, no,
Doesn't
shy
quite
of
mind if he
15
decays
years.
down, he gets his job done.
Esports industry.
Maybe Jemkin hoping to find a timing where he can get top two, pick up that angle. Now just going to rotate back to B main, meet up with the rest of the pack. Juicy pressuring back yellow. Here comes that Hunter's Fury. Has to take out the lockdown.
He knows where Xferu has to stand in theory in the back corner, but Xferu is able to win it out.
Standing.
Unclear how he manages to pull that off. But either way, it's backbreaking for Wolves to suffer that double there. Lockdown committed by Lysor. No result for the defenders. RRQ looking dominant.
The most unique, cool thing about this RRQ team is how much they love to run.
I don't know, I stopped buying Battle Pass long ago.
And choosing to go for that pretty mental fake right out of the timeout just to throw a wrench in the works of the plans laid by Wolves, bringing the op into that round completely disrupts
Yo,
the defensive
BMW,
setup.
do you
Just so
play with
bizarre to
Ida
have a
and
fake Omen
Harsh
TP
anymore?
into a smoke in spawn, the Jemkin selling an A hit so they can get to B with only one defender there. It is a crazy round. It's just so cool to use that out of a timeout just as a massive disruption to whatever the intentions for Wolves were going to be.
And it's kind of conditioning as well. Because what happens next time Crazy Guy does that? Does he stick it? If he gets another ultimate on this half, I'll be very curious to see how he makes use of it. Mosh pit going to be drawn out of the defenders here on the
That's why
B
they
side. That's
stopped
to stall
inviting me,
RRQ, but they are in absolutely no
They
hurry.
chose Island
It is just this
over me?
patented patience.
Good son.
Will Wolves walk into their waiting arms? A couple players getting back yellow.
Sad, bro.
Sharps
Choosing
and
you over
Jemkin
me is sad.
prepped and ready.
Going for it. Tailwind forward, wants to take the fight. Easily handles YU. Goes a little bit low.
Just trying to light up the mood. I'm
This
trying
is
to light up
more
my own mood as well.
than enough for RRQ so far. Once again, respecting these anti-eco situations they're forced to play into. Able to shove Juicy off the line. The Blade Storm is yet awkwardly applied. Juicy can't get value when Jemkin knows he's going to be coming from the left anyway. What's happening here, Lysol?
30 seconds left.
Effortless play from RRQ. Jemkin just continuing to absolutely dominate in the first kill department. Sure, just an anti-eco,
Spike
but
planted.
he has been so consistent with that throughout this attack half so far. That is what he is known for.
Honestly, RRQ also more than happy to spend ultimates in these anti-eco scenarios. They don't care. They respect Wolves' capacity on rounds like this just as much as any other, apparently.
No fuck, how do you have 7 people?
Flawless round for RRQ. The stacks are piling up.
Probably shouldn't have been, but the economic damage would not have mattered in the slightest anyhow, so we'll give that one a pass.
Stunning stuff,
Late
yeah.
recon as well is just perfect for catching out the players who were
One enemy.
having to path out of the way because of Jemkin dashing in there. No opportunity to turn and break the recon. All too easy, Wolves. Again, they want to invest into this operator. Big cash being spent. Juicy not able to find impact in the game yet. Not able
I
to
just
make his
gotta
mark.
have,
Maybe it is now that Viper Wall temporarily will cover
I
up
don't know, yeah.
the sight line. Wants wants to stay top. He has a teammate to help.
Oh, there was an opportunity there. He lingered.
So you get money and
That dark cover operating as like
money
cascade
speaks.
would in these harbor comps, denying Juicy the ability to peek over the Viper wall.
This time it is
Just gotta donate to them so they can invite me.
RRQ working to B main, get the lockdown off, get the free sight, wipe the wall up. Easy
I don't know,
plan,
I shouldn't be
play
saying
for the
this.
post plan.
I don't believe it. And
Significant initiator ultimates that Wolves will have to make a
Maybe not
real
the right
go
point.
at this retake.
The plan for YU. Okay, Juicy's able to pick Monyet off. Xfero's tucked here. Juicy suspects it, but he's been showing barrel this entire time. Subspan through the walls. In fact, gives himself away, but Xfero wants a bit more of it towards the snowman direction. This time, though, Wolves finding some success in his post plant. Ping on Crazy Guy now, and he's going to have to face the music. Eventually, Wolves going to come to collect. And order that defuse gets started. YU pushes on up. Good composure there for Wolves. They
you
had
tell
to
me
deal
if
with
you
the
want to play,
lockdown
I'll
on that
leave so
round.
you play. No.
And they can recover the
You know,
operator for
chill,
use
bro.
later.
RRQ just
I'm not
really
gonna
wanted
do-
to fight
I'm not going to
forward,
keep.
entrench themselves in the site.
I think I
Probably doing that
think I
on
have
Icebox.
asked
Becomes
enough times
susceptible
to
to
see
so
it.
many positions. I mean, look at Lysor's
He ignored me, so-
players just walking up through orange there, and then when you're Xfero, you're
Keep begging.
awkwardly forced
I
to
feel
take a
at
duel with
one
someone
point
that
just
can
feel like it's
spawn
begging,
this
bro.
guy and Snowman. It's really overwhelming.
I just don't want to do
They
it anymore.
wanted to try and play forward and more aggressively against the fact that there could have been those ults coming through, rather than just being forced all the way back and allowing Wolves to take space.
I'll
But
find some few.
difficult to play either situation regardless.
I'll find some
That being
few
said,
in
it's
different
resulted in Wolves
games.
not having
I'll
to
find
use
some
a single ult yet.
people to.
No one for Wolves is in this kitchen or slope area. Move up there from Spring. You kind of see there's something funky happening in mid.
It's not like
Miles.
God.
I just started.
Lethal shot
It's
onto
not like
Tony.
that.
That was
I've been always there. I
fantastic.
just started, so I'm
so
okay.
fast. Just as he rounded
What's
the
up,
corner.
Avik? Welcome to the stream.
Really just playing back into the map.
This is looking quite disastrous for RRQ. They're trying to now just
Just
slowly
switch it off
creep into this A
sometimes.
side. Spring is
Nothing more
hungry
of-
for more, but shot down by Jemkin. Opportunity to get in.
Technically speaking, we have more viewers.
These mollies going to keep them
And
at
my face
bay.
cam is
Wolves are
also
not fully
might as well
flying.
play
They
this
haven't
weekend.
rotated too quickly over. So it's not like they can flood in a really pressure off of this plant. So RRQ have a
planted.
fair shot here. Again, I keep
You
repeating
carry
myself,
me,
but it's
Bloodmonger.
these ultimates
What
for
is your
Wolves.
rank in rivals, bro?
This Thrash should be able to clear out anyone close, but my eyes are on Xfero. He wants to be the X Factor. He's working his way up mid on this flank.
Still
There's a lot of games
though.
after
I
that.
don't think Xfero has the timing here he was
I'm just
hoping
kidding.
for.
I have not.
There's a Thrash.
So I don't know why I'm
Then there's a player on 14. They drop down. Jemkin in
probably
the
better
side,
than
though.
me.
He's fighting for his
No,
life.
rivals.
White saw his headshot and Kuchi on the move up, catches out YU now. We're down to 2 players for Wolves, and they've got to make something happen. Hunter's Fury collects nothing. Tucked is Kuchi. Juicy from above descends on him. Shorty claims him. And now Jemkin doesn't have the line. He doesn't have a shot on the spike. Gets rid of Juicy, but Superfat is on there. And is able to just win it out. Time is on their side. 0.09 seconds. And Wolves get a crucial 3rd round.
0.09 is
Oh, I've been talking
absolutely
to myself. So I
crazy.
muted. My bad.
Coach Payne needed to
Just a wry smile.
so yeah, slight smile, take a sip. That looked doomed for Jemkin,
Man.
given he was so far away. Oh my God. That's keeping Wolves in the half, but it's just not getting any easier. RRQ are so economically ahead. It's buy after buy after buy. Spring on this round is going to opt to just use that pit immediately, control towards this A side. Standard 1 thrown down. The hope for RRQ, if they want to get through it, is going to be using Cushy's drone. It's not going to be expended. And then you have Juicy controlling B main with the AWP. This is a good setup for Wolves right now. I like what they're doing in this early round.
The defense side, KJ turret location is really interesting. Watching out towards top mid, but Lysor is exploring that himself.
I mean, mid is really the only
good
part of
option
the map where Wolves have a bit of anxiety, and that's why they have rotated, a couple players. You do have Fat. Oh my God, dangerous. Swings into Jemkin. Never want to do that.
He has to take that risk because there's no turret to take contact of Tube, so you can't swing off that.
Right here. He does actually send out the drone to re-clear Tube. Doesn't spot anyone. Doesn't see anyone going under Tube. Juicy will now have an opportunity to open this round up. Drone is not going to spot him.
This is dangerous. Very dangerous for Juicy. He is in the lion's den. And he's just having to get out somehow. Low is YU. MiokeN runs into him. Here's a burst of pace from RRQ, and Juicy at 8 health still is having to lock it down. It's GenG taken out of the game. Juicy knows he's going to get pushed around the corner, and Kushi does finally fell him. RRQ have found the opening they need, and MiokeN has a timing from upper. It's on light.
They have not played for a month, but Bloodmongo, what's his actual
rank? He's got a sixth sense about that mid push, but the timing doesn't favor him. He still wins it out. 16 points of health. And Lysol is in a 1 versus 1 against Kushi.
That is a brutal whiff. Does Kushi just want to swing out? Does he want to take his timing right now?
Lysol sees him coming. And unfortunately, it's not fast enough to stop him. 7 rounds here for RRQ. That one, though, very hard fought.
Got more dangerous than it should have ever been.
I don't know, I'm not used to phenomenal.
And how the hell did he get out when he was getting sprayed on that first escape attempt? That was a reality. So crazy. Wolves put back onto the eco.
Sorry.
They've been losing so many players, even in the rounds that they've been winning. They just can't buy.
This is shaping up to be a heck of a half from RRQ. Shaky map 1, but your Pacific #1 seed now brimming with confidence on Icebox.
Hey, but that being said, it's not like we haven't seen a team get off to a big lead on Icebox attack.
Wait.
The side swap.
Marble, you're flat and Valor, your shit.
Go just as crazy.
Wait.
You can just run over these sites.
Yeah,
Straightforward early plant. Kushi not bothered by the snake bites. Juicy has to get off that line basically instantly. Wayward Sheriff shot, and GenG says, right, well, it's time for me to go to work. I have the sickle. You are the crops that I'm about to reap.
It makes a fun, it's a fun,
Wolves do not want to feed
time pass game.
Another Blade Storm over to GenG.
As much as it's fun,
so they wait.
It's also
GenG starts to close in, and they know. Juicy says, no ace for you, I'm running at your teammate. Flawless though for RRQ against this anti-eco. Once again, respecting it.
Wait,
playing with a good
used to
burst
be
of
in
pace.
RRQ?
Taking a little note out of their
What was he doing in
Brethren's playbook with Carrot and Texture. Just going to steal that ace away during GenG's debut. Hate to see that. Another first kill though. Just to add up to what is already a remarkable tally.
Pro player is bench against you. Pro player can be bench warmers also.
There, though. That's going to get him the lockdown for this final round. Wolves' final opportunity to get back on the board. Juicy, another operator investment.
Has enough to get full armor as well, so why not?
RRQ taking a lot of early space on A on account of that Jerome being used, hoping that the shock darts will clear out some of the mollies that have really been keeping RRQ at bay while executing. And the shock darts.
Wait, thank you for showing me a little while.
There's enough time for Spur to plant here and walk away with that lockdown intact. That's going to be destroyed. MiokeN pushes up, gets rid of it. Viper Spit now going to be thrown out. This is going to deny Boiler away for the defenders for the time being.
The second lockdown as well is going to waste so much time for Wolves. You can see the benefit of having the Omen there. The fact that you can cover up that choke on screens. MiokeN could run forward and do that. But now, I'm looking at the double flank for Wolves. Aware, what is this teleport from Crazy Guy, man?
Stacked against Wolves. He's about to find a way in. YU's found his second. Kushi can't quite hold the line. It's going to be Spring who finds the trade. Now on the side of the Blade Storm, it's Juicy. He's looking for more, and I can't believe it. Deck might have been stacked against them, but Wolves draw a Joker. And that's all they need. 4 rounds on this defense side. Not too shabby as RRQ has such an early lead.
They go for some mental plays in that post plant, which were dealt with handily by Wolves. Getting 4 on the board, hey, that's enough to win on the side swap for Icebox attack. Get that pistol, get rolling from there. They can make a serious go at it.
RRQ showing a little bit of their prowess though, going ahead 8-4 rounds in this first half of Icebox. Stick around. Much more to come for this map, and hopefully series.
On your face camera,
You might have heard I'm going through a little upgrade with my tats. So when Verizon announced that everyone gets a free phone on any plan, pain-free, count me in.
There you go. Happy.
Try and beat it. I'll give you a sec.
Stop pitying me. Just saw the sun even though it's night. Hey, Sunset, there's nothing to talk about here. Where's your membership? I won't talk to you till you get membership. The only person I won't talk to without membership is Sunset.
15 kills, 8 deaths. 4 of those first kills for GenG. He has answered the call as the star player for RRQ. And he's been leading his team from the front on this Icebox map. It's a great start for RRQ. Of course, they really get the opening to the half that they were looking for. Converting that pistol before the bonus goes against them. Let's talk Coinbase Econ report now. Boast GenG has an astounding 91.5. He is absolutely converting those credits into damage round after round.
Xfero as well, looking good. Just hasn't had too many deaths on yet. Having a great half on the Viper. He was finding the really high impact kills. Obviously some struggles over on the side of Wolves. Juicy investing in that operator a lot. And in contrast to Ascent, where Sufao was fragging hard, clutching, yet to make his name here on Icebox, but perhaps if Wolves can rally back on attack, that's where he's going to do it. We've seen this map be so attacker-sided favored at times. Wolves are hoping that's going to be the case for them right now, that they can continue the dream run that they're on. The biggest underdog we've had in this tournament were written off before it even began. And against all odds have made it to the playoffs and are looking like the best team China sent. Not a single soul expected.
And unlike
it's fun
China's
content.
#1 seed,
I
it does feel like RRQ is acclimated much more quickly.
I mean, I always wanted to do that.
Than that G-Like Gaming roster.
But I forgot who was the one who said to record it.
When we were getting into that
and
second
posted
half
as a
of
once,
Ascent,
at least once a month.
they lost
Video
that
goes out.
pistol round in the second half. It felt like we were going to get a repeat of yesterday. That maybe the nerves were there, they weren't ready for the stage, go off to a slow start.
All right, a brief monitor issue has now been rectified. We are moments away from jumping into the pistol in the second half. RRQ lead Wolves 8 rounds to 4. Let's get it started.
Pushing down just a bit to collect that orb on the A side.
We don't talk about your recording, bro.
Wolves working
Yes.
forward off this wall.
Recording.
Drone to clear out everything close.
Guys,
GenG could be tucked somewhere, spotted out on pipes. Wolves, they want to accelerate, but there are 3 players from RRQ who are looking intentional with anchoring. They want to fight.
Easy got cleared. Here's Juicy though from
Would have been better with more
little headshots
POVs
get
and
him
more
opened up.
videos.
Crazy guy found 2. It doesn't matter. Wolves have the numbers to overwhelm RRQ with some great openers. Should be in a position now to stick the
Yeah,
landing.
you actually had the best quality recording among everybody, even me. I don't know what happened to my quality because recording is not supposed to drop your bitrate so
They never got a
high,
chance to
so
really
low.
fight adequately off that rafter position. The pace from Wolves had them really still on the starter's mark when they had to fight.
The second that they got that info with the drone on 2 players, one bottom 410 and the GenG was pipes. I'm feeling like, hey, in this moment, positions are going to be scrambled. They're going to be trying to rotate around, get backside. We're going to get in there, just push right together. Everybody swing right together. Win out the duels. Lysor, ready to just...
No, my bitrate was not 340.
It's unbelievably boostio coded. I'm actually here for every second of it.
Somewhere some of the
Little
settings
movement,
got
but a lot of
messed up.
standing. I like it. All right, Wolves intending on just going towards A again early. Cushy is happy to keep getting
It was
this
the 18
orb
GB
for
file.
free.
Holy shit.
Lysor
Computer,
takes
I
the
don't
Guardian
even
this
know
time
my
around.
computer could have that much remaining.
And you're right, Sufat was definitely a standout player for Wolves on that Ascent game. Somewhat quieter on Wolves' defense side.
Canada size is
Got
very
involved in
different
the
from
action that
Indian,
pistol.
Asian size. So
Juicy
if
really
I
led the
say
charge.
large,
He's got a
how
vandal.
large is it going to be? Because Canadians
They
are
come
big.
inching over towards Pipes because she shows a bit of leg, takes damage for him. They've got to know that GenG is here. They're checking for it, and the J is gone.
I mean, they are basically running the exact same setup as the pistol round there, except it was a little more active from Cushy, hoping to bait for GenG to get a kill at some point, but it's not going to come. Wolves going to slow down the pace. They have not been a team to rush things on these attack rounds.
Much more structured than we expected them to be coming in this tournament, especially in that online place. Pharaoh's got snuck around on a timing. He's had to reveal himself there to take Lysor out of the game. Zufat is low, handles the Killjoy.
Oh, and Juicy, nice final shot. Was worried about Zufat for a second there. Could have gotten picked off. Perhaps even that gun recovered. A little bit of damage done, but ultimately not too significant. Wolves going to be able to bring in the important rifles here.
Simmer, send me the guidelines, but how do I even? I don't have a measurement of my body.
Obviously, they
There's a
caught
gap
Jump in there before. Just
there's a dark cover that's getting there, but it's a little bit too early for that to bloom properly. So it's a 2-round game. Wolves with that pistol. Now the bonus though, some investment being made. It's an outlaw and a bit of an odd round for it, Wyatt.
I want to see how RRQ are going to opt to play with this GenG Cushy duo on A this time. It begins, as it has in the prior two, free orb being acquired for the Sova. Wolves would love for Juicy to find an opening pick. Just play slow around him.
It's got to be a headshot though.
Why you spotted out. A little bit of damage.
He got softened up from that first engagement, so Juicy does get the one shot on him.
Up here, what's the move? Spring, Lysor, working mid. They activate that alarm bot, and then they just peel back. A minute on the clock. Wolves posted up outside of A, waiting for that dark cover to drop. Crazy Guy is going to be playing with a lot of one-ways, giving his team something to work off of.
He's pushing under some pressure now. Just flattened by Dizzy. Couldn't see a damn thing. Juicy's actually opted to take up the Guardian here. They'll be on this A side. Look how meticulous they are. Also, the push up Chiu might be illuminating for Lysor.
30 seconds left.
Just this team taking their time. RRQ want to get in there, letting the wingman get the spike down. Lysor just chilling on the flank. Doesn't even need to make that
free.
kill.
The turret's not there to see him out. There was no way Crazy Guy was going to be ready for that walk up mid. Is that do we count that as an A split? Maybe
No.
not. Maybe not.
Doesn't count. Doesn't count. But I do like the round from Wolves.
What a bonus.
I mean, it starts off with this outlaw. You called it. Jumpkin just takes a little bit of damage from YU, so he's one-shottable. After that, you have Spring and Lysor in mid. They trip that Killjoy utility, break it. Lysor bides his time.
Bro, I
Spring
swear to
goes
God, I
back
just
to the
measured my centimeter
with a
t-shirt. Your XS is 69, okay? And my t-shirt is 64. What the
on the
fuck?
cusp of tying the
I'm not
game
that small.
up. RRQ and GenG pushing a bit deeper than on those prior rounds up in Nest.
Or just my thing doesn't work. My measurement doesn't
Plot
work, I
armor
think.
on Wolves is pretty absurd. That play off the bonus working so beautifully. Coffers overflowing. Patient here. This approach, this Aldrone likely to reveal, some positioning. Cushy down. GenG wants to stick around. It ends up being to his detriment also.
So,
Comfortably converts.
I'm 56 centimeters
RRQ
in
really don't have
my
much to work with. They are run ragged.
chest.
On this A side, it's just
So,
Crazy Guy.
That would
Best you can
equate
hope for here is
to
some kind of odd timing. Juicy is not going to give him an inch, baby.
This one is
medium.
as good as done.
But if I wanted baggy,
Get another plant for
large.
that wingman. While you're getting very close to the Thrash, obviously it's just easy to cycle that ultimate for the Gecko over and over. That's one
No,
of the major
G T-shirt
benefits of
XL.
running the agent.
G
Though we don't
T-shirt
see
XL is
a lot of Gecko
54.
being played like we used
Chest?
to last year. Still,
We are all
effective enough
small,
on
bro.
Icebox, one of the better initiators you can play for this map. One yet recovers that rifle, just going to save. RRQ having trouble so far with this slow style that Wolves love to play. It's even funny to hear them
54
talk about
centimeters,
wanting
yeah,
to
centimeters.
increase the pace in some of these games in their press
I hope.
conferences.
I don't.
When it comes to the attack side,
inches, then
they
I'm.
are often as patient as it gets.
I'm something else.
And there you have it. Toronto, we have an even game. How are you feeling? That's what I like to hear. Wolves so unsteady, clawing these rounds back. Build up the pistol win. Now potentially, well, threatening to drive
So yeah,
this game away
I
from
think
RRQ.
medium
This would be a
would
timely
do. No,
moment
large
to
would
call that
do. Large
timeout,
would do
get
fine.
Coach Ewok in the ears
59
of the
if I'm
Pacific number
54.
1 seed.
Wolves are just trying to do
No,
what
no, no, no,
RRQ
no, no.
couldn't.
No,
on
no,
that
I think it's
first
medium.
map. Second half comeback, but actually close things out.
Yeah, I think
Difference may just come
medium.
from
I
the fact
think
that RRQ
even if I wanted baggy, I think it becomes too baggy if I
It's made things a little bit easier.
if
for
I
Wolves
if I
to
get large, I
just
think it
stay
becomes
to
too
eight.
baggy.
Their
Medium
economy
is
is
fine.
absolutely out of
Cam?
control.
And unfortunately for RRQ, GenG has not been able to score a kill on this half yet.
He's been trying to play aggro,
This is
but
not
there
a
hasn't
good
really been utility
Show my face.
behind him. It's just trying to
Sorry.
tuck in corners, take a duel, dash away. There was that pretty unlucky round where he ran into the Outlaw after taking damage from YU. Then also just playing the tuck angle on pipes
I wear
a
an
couple
Excel
times.
T-shirt, so wouldn't it
Maybe
be
at some point they can try to sync something
Elder?
up for him. But
according to your
being
logic?
said, with this comp, they don't really have the flashes to play around either. You don't have that dizzy to swing off of. You don't
I
have
wear
a
an
KO
Excel
where
T-shirt.
you can
So-
throw a deep pop flash. Those are just
For now,
not
I mean,
available to him. And they also don't have the economy
fat
to
again.
keep it off in his hands, which
I
is
like to wear baggy.
pretty
Baggy.
unfortunate. I feel like at some point they're going to need to lean into that. It can't be now, however.
Something brewing though, over on the B side of the map. This is going to be checked for, and very quickly Dizzy is pacified. Wolves realize just how far up RRQ have pushed. But for how long can they afford to maintain that advanced footing on the defense side? Because now Wolves will go elsewhere. They will sniff out
Placing swarm grenade.
a route to the plant.
No, no, just get medium, just get medium, bro.
It does get broken, as does this turret. So
Means Cushy now can no longer get that free information in mid.
yeah, they want to be able to at least feign that they can be pressuring towards mid. GenG
Spike
doing what he's
down
been
A.
doing on these prior rounds.
Finally on the board in the second half. And as per usual, a first kill. He was 4-0 in the first half of Icebox.
That was a rapid trade, though, as this drone gets a lot of info deep in the A site. Intentions, of course, to just draw the attention of RRQ onto A, while the rest of the team just slowly, silently contact remain. One-way cloud going to
Wait,
drop.
Hockey's jersey out of stock right now.
Almost guaranteed a plant here.
Yeah, now that the
30
wall
seconds left.
goes up, Crazy Guy has no opportunity to try to take an engagement from Snowman, but does eventually have to drop. 20 seconds now. Wants to swing out, but RRQ, they're just so spread across the map that it doesn't give anyone an opportunity to get too active. They have to go for a full retake. Cushy has the Hunter Sphere. That's the best tool that they've got available right now.
Gonna help them clear yellow potentially. They're already pinging over in that direction.
The Master jacket is
Seen on
available.
the
I have
side,
the
that's
Master
troublesome for Monye.
jacket. Their Master jacket. I don't understand.
There it is. Okay, so Spring is picked up, and that also turns off the Viper Wall for later. Juicy now knows he's going to get multi-swung on this corner. It's getting a little bit close. Oh no! It's a disaster for RRQ. And Cushy now just steps up to the side and knows he's virtually cooked here. Gets it to half, has to fight for his life. One more tap and he'll have it. Sufat doesn't give him the full kit and caboodle though. He won't give him an inch. Ice cold is Sufat. And he knows he has just delivered a back-breaking round win for Wolves.
He absolutely worked him. Just swinging out with the gun barrel is devious. Fair play to Cushy. He made a serious go at it. Wolves played that well, dividing themselves. Juicy running away, being the first to rush him. That is so sick.
Wolves are in the lead. What a massive round. RRQ, that was a buy-in investment from them. Even the Hunter's Fury committed to the round. And now, Wolves with Viper's Pit and Thrash and Bladestorm, and a lead head into round 18.
GenG has picked up that hero Vandal. Intentions of fighting all of RRQ here. They swing out to get him, but the weapons are good enough to shut down by Wolves.
Decent enough, I suppose, for a buy of this nature. Monye giving him hell. Attack Sparrow with only a Sheriff. And blinking, you'll miss it. Wolves charging to the lead. It's 10-8.
RRQ just lacking the utility required for some of these aggro plays. It's just coming down to having to straight up fight together, and they're at such a disadvantage there with just the one rifle. It's just not enough into this next round. I wanted to see this up at some point. Finally, the economy has gotten to a place where RRQ can actually purchase it, give it to GenG. This is going to have to be the crux of their success. To win a couple rounds in a row, get back in this half that has fallen completely out of their grasp. Try to win their map pick to take us to Lotus.
Wolves really trying to.
I can't believe Paper is the only person.
Every single corner here. They're definitely conditioned to GenG playing up close in Nest, and a player playing low from pipes.
I can't believe Paper X is the only team I have rated for.
Force him down to the low ground.
This is it.
They just
that go against
slow
Z2,
things
bro.
down. Take this space towards A, then work into the exec. Drone does spot out Sufat. Good info to see the Sova there, and that's actually going to call a rotate from B. Look at MiokeN, he's trying to get to A right now. The execute's coming through, Dizzy over the top.
GenG is forced back, finally off that line, has to drop low. Thrash could be a big problem for the Jet 2.
I say execute's coming through, Wolves. They're
lifing.
going to just keep playing it slow. Wait for this Thrash, here we go, now it's on.
YU sees the open TP away, spots two players in. Rafter knows that's probably enough to be going on with. It's Juicy into Nest. Crazy Guy doesn't have a chance to get eyes on him now. Juicy appears out of nowhere in the low ground. And GenG was forced off the site with his op. Desperately trying to get this weapon in his hands. And he's put it to use against Spring, but he remains on the outside looking in. And now Juicy is not done. Cutting a bloody swap through all of RRQs. That's the Monument at 5 health. He's got no business even trying to win the round for his team. RRQ are going to drop a third consecutive round.
Too scared to even attempt to go save that op with the low HP. Playing it safe, getting out with the rifle only. GenG gets one, but it's too little too late when he does.
I did the pick him, but I also had a
Wolves are going to buy almost for the rest of the game.
I also had a slight feeling that the team that actually played the qualifiers, the qualifier for the playoffs, have a better chance because
this next round.
Like
you have Lysol one away from getting the lockdown.
yeah, it's like
Juicy at
they're
some point
so much better
pretty
warm
low
up
on
and
the
shit.
scoreboard for Wolves, and now the most kills in the server at 19. He has been outrageous, and his story is just incredible. I mean, ascending years ago with Crazy Guy on his team, but being unable to play due to not being eligible with his age, forced to wait until this year, can't get a team to join in Pacific, has to join Wolves, the team that had
They'll
zero
continue the stage
expectations, were
momentum.
written
Yeah.
off by the community coming into this, and just can't stop winning. The confidence is
hold them.
flowing. Like Sufa said, he has no fear of being eliminated. They've defied their own expectations already, and they just want to see how far they can take it. It's unbelievable that they've gotten to this point.
And Wolves, they want to keep that underdog moniker for as long as humanly possible. But after a game like this, I don't know how easy that's going to be for them to maintain. They are toppling some incredible teams, but I've got to say RRQ would be by far the biggest, most high-profile notch in their belt ever. And they pick Ascent against them. The audacity to choose RRQ's best map to start the series, and they take them to task. They're doing the same now on Icebox. GenG might not get an op back in his hands. He's saving this round for perhaps exactly that reason.
RRQ are just thrust into another tragic buy. MiokeN with the hero rifle that he saved from that last round. Perhaps here, if they can get a cheeky kill, there will be an opportunity to commit the ultimates that they have. Cushy is getting close to that Hunter's Fury as well, just one orb away now. GenG is pushed up. He wants to take another first engagement, but it looks like he's just going to be flashed off this line by YU, and you're going to have Juicy swing out of this dark cover. Here it comes, forced to retreat.
Cloudburst gets him out, but GenG wants to link it. Was that a player pushed up and a weapon upgrade was offered to him? He could maybe make use of it.
These lurks from Wolves have been getting so much impact as well. Spring has just picked his moments, really bided his time until the exact timing to spring the trap. Dizzy over time, it catches Cushy at 410, dangerous, but the dark cover will keep him protected, allow him to retreat.
Yeah, Juicy doesn't really want to test it, despite RRQ being on a weaker buy. Spring also could try and... Bro, what? The mosh pit for Crazy Guy! That is a devastating loss. Cushy now is going to start hunting for something. The clock is starting to bleed. Wolves are really slowing the pace down.
It feels desperate. They're letting RRQ scramble, fear the oncoming hit, get into bad position. Sufa ready to swing. The lockdown is coming through. What a kill from Cushy.
Traded out. It's going to be a lockdown for the attack side as well. Both are going to be active. Wingman's going to go and try and get a plant down. And Spring tries to get involved from mid. Juicy is there!
Enemy remaining.
And it's on Monyet. Again, he's forced out of it. This time, though, he's got no choice. He's going to deliver some pure magic for RRQ.
That was absolute chaos with the double lockdown. The wingman getting broken. Monyet pressing forward. Tool against Nightstore. Dangerous to even offer him that opportunity.
They know exactly where Monyet is. Over to the sky, gives an attack, but Juicy delivers yet again.
He has been lethal on this attack side, or running over RRQ.
Wolves with multiple opportunities now to close out the match.
What are you doing?
And Juicy's at 22 and 14. Lights out of the last few rounds. 5 is bid for a Wolves post plant. It's time for RRQ to pull out all the stops.
For all the hype that GenG has gotten coming into this tournament, Juicy is showing us who the real hot prospect coming out of Pacific is. He has been unreal. Crazy Guy forced back by the Dizzy, and it's Juicy over top again.
And it's on GenG. The first kill architect for RRQ, the star player, already silenced. Nothing's going right for this #1 squad from APAC.
And it seems like we're just going to go back to this same recipe for success from Wolves. They're slowing it down outside of A. Patience. Allow RRQ to make a mistake and then swing over the top. There's the Dizzy. Get the bait temporarily
with patience. Pinned down by the recon Bolden doesn't want to try and push the issue, but Cushy's already out of the picture. Sufat is chilling on the nano swarm. Wants to get that space. Why are you coming forward and now it's getting a little bit sloppy? Monyet and Xfero, last two standing.
Enemy remaining.
And it's all on Xfero to keep RRQ in the upper bracket.
APAC dream.
They don't know he's here. Sufat down on the timing. This will have Lysor's head on a swivel though.
Kill my dream.
Turret to play with. All of his util at his disposal. Can Xfero solve the puzzle? Around the corner, Lysor and Juicy doubled up. Juicy in a position to trade should Lysor get information on Xfero's spot. He's on the move! And RRQ trying to run with the Wolves! Left in their dust! The main characters of Masters Toronto are still on the hunt!
The dream run continues for the team that no one thought would make it out of the Swiss stage, now into the upper semi-finals. The third seed from China looking like the best team in the region, and it's undisputed. What Juicy just did to his ex-teammate and Crazy Guy, shutting down GenG, the most hyped duelist coming out of Pacific, was sick. That attack side run he was on. So many multi-kills. Just shooting up to the top of the scoreboard, finishing with 23 for 14. 8 first bloods? Are you joking? He is him. He's so different.
And it just seems like there's
making
some magic about this Wolves roster. Almost like it's meant to be. Who will stand in their way? For now, we're going to go to the Golden Boy down on the stage for a post-match interview with the man, Lysor.
I hope it stays.
All right. Guys, give it up one more time for the Wolves! Unbelievable
I'll be right back.
Lysor, Poppy, come over here, buddy. Hold on. Let me get you. You guys go ahead, meet the adoring audience.
Anyways,
holy moly, once again, what a way to close that one out. Lysor, you talked about not having confidence coming in to this game, to this event, but you just ended that match with 4 kills, and it looked beautiful. How do you feel right now, buddy?
因为其实你之前也有提到过，在来到这回多伦多大师赛的时候，可能确实有的时候没有那么自信。但是刚才在这场比赛里，也是以一个你的4杀结束了战局。那现在感觉如何呢？现在觉得自信吗？
我现在感觉非常开心。然后刚来到这个舞台的时候，怎么说呢？心里头确实怎么说，感觉不够自信。后面我的教练告诉我相信自己，然后我兄弟们也告诉我，他们也听我，我真的很开心。 我现在感觉很自信，我很相信我团队，我也相信自己，我觉得我们会继续赢下去。
I think I'm really happy right now.
Yeah.
I remember when I first stand on this stage, I was not confident at all. But my coach told me that you are good enough. You need to trust yourself. And also my teammates always encourage me, and we trust each other. We encourage each other.
Yeah.
And right now, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty confident. And I'm pretty sure we are going to go forward in this tournament.
Well, I think with that result there, he should be feeling confident. Ain't that right, Toronto? Unbelievable. Now, we have to mention, oh yeah, there you go, well done. Now, we have to mention, RRQ chose you guys. So how, I guess, did you feel when you saw RRQ make that selection? Was the team like confident that this would be a victory for the Wolves?
因为其实在这场比赛里是 RRQ 先选择了你们嘛，所以也想知道在 RRQ 选择了你们之后，你们大概是什么样的感受？然后同时你们会觉得能赢下他们吗？
他们选我们以后，我就感觉我们能赢吧。我很自信，我也很相信我的团队，我觉得我们能力可以赢下去。
To be honest, after they chose us, I think I'm really confident that we could beat them.
Yeah.
As I said before, we trust each other, and I really trust my teammates. I think we could beat RRQ in this matchup.
Hey, and you most definitely did. But the last thing I want to ask, we keep seeing you stand up after every round, every moment. How do we get you to do something else? How do we get you to like talk trash or maybe just throw some shade at the other team?
因为其实我们可以看到，在比赛里你一直不断的在站起来，几乎每一回合你都会站起来嘛。也想知道，除去站起来以外，可能你有的时候会不会做一些其他的东西，比如说说一些垃圾话，或者说做一些什么样的手势呢？
可以带一些手势，我觉得是怎么带，我是看感觉。如果我感觉来了，我带手势；然后我感觉来了，我就站起来，因为感觉很开心嘛。
I think I could do something else maybe in the upcoming matches, and it's all depend on my feelings. Sometimes I feel like I want to stand up, and sometimes I feel like I want to do some gesture to our opponents. It depends on the feelings.
Oh, well, I look forward to seeing what you come up with, buddy. Guys, give it up one more time for Lysor and the Wolves! Send it back over to the desk.
Was built to move. Not trapped at a desk in one singular posture for 12 hours a day. It's time your chair evolved. This is Secret Lab Titan Evo. Ergonomically engineered for you. Gamers, hybrid workers, artists. Backing your every move.
An update is required. Financial system updating. System updated. We will dance together. The future of money is here. Feels good.
Red Bull gives you wings.
I'm the shit with my brother. I'm up the shit with my. I'm up the shit with my brothers. He beat the weapons and Glover. Push make a young nigga thugger. You know best friend is a cover. Girl on me bouncing like flubber. Boy young with money like Stunner. 300 a pint pour all summer. Shoot on sight if you fuck with my come up. Your boy got a license to start this. Shoot on sight isn't right, but we gunning. Sippin' Sprite pour all night at the function. Yeah, we bumped 21, ain't no jumping. Feed the X and the X did the dumb shit. Said I rock one-on-one how I've done shit. In your eyes, see you jump if I smoke this. Bump an X when I flex for the youngin'. Your boy got a license to start this. Shoot on sight isn't right, but we gunning. Sippin' Sprite pour all night at the flight at the funk. Pull up to the club. Pop that.
I can't do this right now.
Boy got a license to start this. She don't sight isn't right, but we gunning. The spike all night at the night at the phone.
I came to rock.
None of the #1 seeds have managed to pick up a single map win so far at playoffs, and it's time to see if EMEA's only hope, Fnatic, can break that curse against GenG. I am your host, Yingsun, and I'm back here with Mimi and Kakuka. It feels weird to say that sentence out loud, but this is probably the most difficult matchup a #1 seed has had to face so far this tournament.
If you were to tell me this is seed 1 versus seed 1, after they've won and finding out each other in the upper bracket, I would 100% believe you, because the form that we've seen from GenG is not of a second seed, is not anything but first seed.
Yeah, and you almost got to feel for Fnatic, because this is now the second time that, you know, everyone gets to pick their matchup. They're going to be so happy. And Fnatic is forced to pick GenG. They have no choice for another tournament, Yinsu.
They need to send Ben next time, because Kojo failed, Milan failed. I think Ben with the Irish luck could maybe help them. But you've heard it from Munchkin as well in that daily teaser. It's because everyone else is too scared to pick them. They're cowards.
That was absolutely cold from him. But you have to agree, most of the teams would looking at GenG and their run that they had through the Swiss stage, and you would think, I do not want to go up against them, especially since they have warmed up and we haven't. And this picture sums it up. Koju, back in time, what was it, in Shanghai?
It was, yeah, it was.
And then Milan the other day just, you know, left with that.
Just a 1,000-yard stare holding on to the GenG logo there. Yeah, it is a very tough matchup to draw. GenG only lost 20 rounds across their Swiss stage run. In my opinion, they look like the strongest team coming out of Switch. They had to switch into some new compositions, but they just went right into double smokes, a lot of solo Sova, and I feel like Texture, as a player, he's so good in that kind of meta. When he's been at his best, he doesn't need a ton of initiator utility. He's so self-sufficient. One Sova Dart and that can just win it.
For most people that don't remember this, Breeze, Fnatic had the chance. They were ahead. They could have won that 2-1. Kakuka, they threw. They ended up bombing out of the tournament. And you remember how much that got to Boaster. He cried at the press conference, and he even said that this is one of the lowest points of his entire career.
It's getting so close, especially once you've had a good year and then you're put at stake. Everybody's thinking if you're you are still the team that you once were in 2023, and if you can keep that up. But today, they have a chance to change history, to redeem themselves and do it against the same team.
And I think these teams respectively represent for Fnatic the best squad of 2023 if you look across the whole year. And it's like the same here for GenG last year with the performance they had in 2024. But the history, that relationship between these guys is very much there, Yinsu.
For the people that don't know this is one of the probably biggest curses in Valorant. The X team are expected to win this event, and Kakuka, it has worked.
So many times.
It's worked for 2 out of the 4 tournaments that he's done this in.
I'd say that for every tournament you have to, you know, trust your gut. What would you do? Just
Booster back with his
yeah, but I don't think it's going to work this time. I don't think even the power of the tweet is going to give Fnatic a win.
Gonna need a little bit more than a curse to beat GenG in their current form.
Listen, if Achilles has missed a prediction, anything can happen today.
He actually did earlier. But let's talk about this Fnatic, because after kickoff, I don't think many people expected them to be back on the global stage with Kayak and Crashies. Crashies is back.
This is such an honestly like redemption year for Fnatic, right? After having a really tough 2024, losing out on Durka, not having Leo on the roster coming into this year. But despite all that, they have found fantastic players in Kayak and Crashies to fill that void, and they're back on top in EMEA. They're defining a lot of the meta ideas. This is the Fnatic that we were missing in 2024.
I love the balance that we're seeing. 3 made changes, at least in my head, from the Fnatic that we knew at the beginning of the year, and this one. Of course, El Mapari not being the head coach, now Milan and Scott in head coach and assistant coaches respectively in those positions. 1, Crashies having that resurgence, I think finding himself again, how he wants to play, how he can help this team, and the way that they have led Kayak to be the great duelist that he is today. He was amazing last year in Apex, but filling in the shoes of Durka is not something that anyone could do.
Yeah, a quick turnaround from like playing Ascension to now coming here and being on a top level with Fnatic. But there were questions how well Crashies would fit in, playing not with the Optic Core for the first time, but by all accounts, he has been so good on this roster.
Yeah, and even at that arrival little slow motion walk, I've been to many events where Crashies has been there. I have never seen him slow motion walk towards the camera with a smile. That is the only time I think on a global stage
that's what we do to people. We're like Canada, we make people smile nicer.
I don't think it's that. I think it's Boaster. Do you know what? I think it is. I'm going to give the people what they want. The Boaster Crashies bromance, the way every single time the camera goes to them, you can expect the silliness out of Boaster. But Kakuka, did you expect the whimsicalness coming out of Crashies of all people?
I think that since it was consistent from the beginning, I think that the fact that he was not having a good kickoff and whatnot did not affect the trust that Boaster had in him. It takes you from, I was there with you when things were not good, so now that things are good, I am so happy I'm still sharing it with you.
And you see both these guys are such accomplished players, but the character of Crashies is so different. Optic were always the bad guys, even before that when they were Envy, even past that when they were NRG. And now he's here with Fnatic. He's smiling, he's laughing, he's having a good time. Fans are loving him for it, and he's doing that while also playing.
I'm not changing any settings.
As he was playing back on that championship winning roster.
He looks fresh.
Well, he himself said when he won EMEA, which by the way, he's never won a domestic trophy before until he came to EMEA, which is the weirdest thing to say. But Mimi, he said it himself. I actually think this is my prime. And now you've also been there with the Optic, Envy, maybe even T1 Crashies back in the day. Would you agree that he's coming into this tournament at his prime?
If we're talking stage 1 form, I honestly believe it, right? Like, I'm still yet to see if he's going to surpass that form, because I think it has to come to performing at a global level, getting deep into playoffs like he did back on Optic. But the signs are there. His util's been great. He's clutching and he's fragging again. He's smiling in the server. It's everything you want from Crashies.
And Kakuka, you get to do the easy job of selling to a global audience who Kayak is.
Okay, so if you do not know this player, last year he led his team to win Ascension and got to Apex, that 12th slot in EMEA. He got the offer from Fnatic, and again, filling up the shoes of Durka, one of the, if not the most popular duelist in our region and in the world, definitely a top 3. From the beginning, he has been performing, being flexible in various and different heroes, and fitted into the style of Fnatic. Now, hear me out. It was not easy. It was not always easy, but time and time again, they found solutions to every single issue.
Kajak is what? He looks
Very good on the
Australian
stage. I think
for
that
some
having
reason.
all this crowd
I don't
here
know why.
supporting him is going to do wonders
I don't
for
know
him.
why.
He
He looks
went
Australian.
plus
What the
40
hell?
in kills during the EMEA Grand Finals. He was like the best statistical player of EMEA playoffs as well. But he is a really young guy. This is his first
Not
global
only I'm
tournament that
being
he's
very
going to be
sleepy, bro.
attending, and he obviously had an
feel so
outrageous
sleepy.
showing back in EMEA. So I think a lot of the questions for this tournament about whether Fnatic can win another trophy come down to if Kayak can show us that form he did back in EMEA. But with teammates like that, I think they can bring it out of him.
Yeah, and I remember back on Ascension, of course, at that grand final, he was so nervous. He choked, he underperformed. He had all these kind of rumors and labels of him being an onliner, but he's proved himself, proved everybody wrong already, like you spoke about. But the question is, though, Kakuka, is he going to be able to do that to GenG?
And especially the head-to-head that we were speaking of with Texture at the beginning of the day, when we think about the MVP raise, that bracelet that we're going to give at the end of the tournament, Texture has to be a name up there. But having some rookies, some new faces, players like Kaya coming into the match and into the tournament as the first seed, can they make the same impression that some other teams have been doing? Because GenG had an absolute wonder of a time during the Swiss stage. They had the most impressive performance I kind of expected, but especially when I think about Texture, and that head-to-head is going to be very interesting to watch.
Yeah, he was just so good throughout the Swiss stage. It was honestly just such a clean run for them. GenG is one of those teams where you watch them and you feel like they can almost just like slow the rounds down super well. You never see them getting flustered. It's very rare for players to actually go and overheat. They're just on point with all of the basics, and then you add in some of the best individual aimers in Valorant to that mix and a great meta read, and you get a team who looks primed to go deep.
Yeah, and Mimi, so far the teams that have gone up against GenG have somehow forgotten that Texture can op.
Yeah.
They just ignore that for some reason.
I love him opping on Neon. He's one of like
The
the
first time
only
he turned
players
on
that
case
consistently
cam.
does that past like Kiwi back when he was on.
Oh, wow.
It's a rare one.
I did not expect that one.
You,
hey, oh, thank you very much, Mimi.
But yeah, Texture was just a beast with the op. His rifling looked good. And honestly, I just love his reactions. Every time his ace gets stolen, he's popping off, he's making a show on that stage.
Look at this number. Texture got a kill in 76% of the rounds that he played with the operator. For you to give you some more of the numbers,
Did you see this
he played
Texture clip?
operator out of the 72 rounds that he needed to qualify to this on 25. That is a 35 almost % of the rounds being played with the operator. So first thing for Fnatic, they know that that is going to be a winning condition for the side of GenG. How are you going to deal with that? But on the other side, if things are very evened out and the economy is not good for it, might not have the weapon to use.
Yeah, it's been a few days since we've seen GenG on this stage, so let's hear from one of their players. Here is Foxy9 with Golden Boy.
Everyone, GB here alongside Foxy9 from GenG, and of course the incomparable Gen Lee as we talk about
That's what
this
you get,
upcoming
Sanchit.
matchup
Holy
here. And
shit,
well,
what the
Foxy9,
hell?
you've been in
Did
this
you just
situation
gamble
before,
all?
but with a different team. What's the difference between your experience with DRX versus your
No
experience
way,
now
bro.
with GenG?
What the hell?
이제 작년에는 제가 팀한테 맞춰준다는 마인드로 플레이했더라면 지금은 이제 자유롭게 내가 누구인지 보여주는 것 같습니다. 하고 싶은 거 하는 것 같습니다.
I would say a huge thing would be a change of mindset. Last year with DRX, I was more of doing something that would help my team, something that would really help the team in a whole situation, right? But coming in this year, I'm just here to prove myself, trying to shine, and I have more freedom to do whatever I want to do. So I think
How about you
it
do
was
one
that
thing?
mindset change.
Yeah,
For
well, I
points,
think the results certainly speak for itself, Foxy9.
let's play a
Congratulations.
game
Look
for
forward to
points.
seeing you on the stage. Back to you
Shall
guys
we?
at the desk.
It's so nice to hear that from Foxy9 because Mimi, he's
Let's
been
play a game for
through it.
points.
Yeah, I mean, his entire time with DRX, he was in this position of
For
like
2000
getting benched, getting
for
put
three-
back on the main roster, underperforming.
For 3,000
at global events.
points.
It seems like
Turn by
Foxy9 is
turn.
the player from Pacific that
Okay.
we've always been waiting to see fulfill his
Number
potential, and he never
pick
really
a
has. But at this event, he's really let go of some of those mental blocks, it seems. He's playing so well individually. He's having fun on the stage. It seems like Pacific Foxy is finally at a global.
Most important thing, Mimi, do not forget the deadlock. Seeing any player playing the
Why is
deadlock, the
Google
way
not-
that
why
Fox
is
and I was doing it,
ChatGPT
it's very
thing not
weird
for
because you see yes, they put the utility down. They have so many things to do during the round, and Fox and I still managed to find the kills, to find the impact in every single one of the sets in the round. So really looking forward to see what GenG is going to do in the playoffs now.
Yeah, and it's been such a long time since we've been able to call players like Foxy9 one of the best in the world. Somebody that looked like they could lift a trophy. So it's going to be interesting to see how some of the players on the side of Fnatic, particularly Kayak, who's never played against any of these players before, handle that.
And if you hit that number which comes over here, then you win. And then if you don't, then we go to next person. Agent, okay, forget. Agent place says 7. Let's go agent's place first. Nope, wrong. Sanjit says 5. Oh shit, that was close. Too bad. UG place says 3. Okay. Oh shit. No, you get only one chance, bro. You get only one chance. 1 to 10, and then you would expect to keep saying 1. Destroyer says 1. Nope. Bloodmonger says 8. Oh shit. Excuse me. Nah. Bloodmonger 1. We're done. It's done. Yeah, just give Bloodmonger. Oh shit, we forgot to walk out.
It's EMEA's only hope. Heavyweight head-to-head.
And with so many teams from Pacific fighting for that trophy, GenG are looking for their second one. Now that they've made it out of the group, they go up against the very best of EMEA.
Well, the only team of EMEA.
Yeah, everyone else had a pretty disappointing showing from EMEA here. Omen map select is up, and I think GenG had kind of a tough question. Do you want to play on split, or do you want to play on Icebox? Both those maps are incredible for Fnatic, and they chose to leave the split in, painting away Icebox.
Yeah, if you are not a Fnatic fan and you're not aware of this is something that we see in EMEA constantly. Banning Pearl, picking the split. This tell is something that GenG
Wait,
is
who else did not get a chance? Shreyas didn't get the chance, right? Shreyas says 9.
I also love the sides as well. If you guys didn't see that, GenG picked Haven and Fnatic chose to start on defense, and Fnatic picked split,
9.
and GenG chose to start on attack. There's so many layers of mind games going in already, but you gotta feel a bit of copium for EMEA because Fnatic getting split and Haven as maps 1 and 2. You can't be sad about that.
I don't think it's
I do that, then
I
it's
think
unfair
those
to
are
other
just
people.
2 of their best maps in this pool.
Don't you
And
think it's unfair
if
to other
GenG is
people?
going to beat them, doing it on those maps would be a real testament to how good this team is.
Yeah, if we think about the way that Fnatic have been interpreting this meta, yes, they've played some Tejo, but not a lot of it. It's not going to be as taxing as for most of the teams that we had in the tournament that were swapped into a complete Tejo meta. But if you think about Fnatic and the Haven, you think about that Yoru, that Yet, that double duelist, that has been a characteristic of them, and GenG has a read on that.
Yeah, both these first
I get it. It was the highest
Fnatic never
nuclear
had
has.
Mateo in the mix, but
Not say. I wouldn't say. I wouldn't leak anyone's personal information because I think a salary is
smokes. They had
personal
Texture
information.
playing super well on the duels, even with less initiator support. It was
Neither
no
should a
problem for
player
GenG.
or
And
I
I want to
should talk
quickly
about it.
mention Alpha here because this is the first time we're going to see him play on stage no longer as a teenager. He's had his 20th birthday last week and he's going to be able to play duelist for the first 2 maps if they don't change anything in terms of their comms. And again, if you're not familiar with them,
Was the person I
it is
heard?
not
Nope.
weird to see them not change their comms at all.
Absolutely. We're speaking about a team that likes to play it safe, and also because they've ridden the meta in so many maps. They find the key to what makes a composition very, very strong in any of the maps that we have in the game, and they stick to that. They make it
can't
work
name
time and
names
time
who was
again.
the
And if it
costliest
doesn't,
player
they
from
find a
Split.
very, very quick fix. Now, on the side of GenG, do not
Why
forget,
would
we're speaking about
anyone
Fnatic and the
tell
Haven
look,
whatnot.
who's
GenG
the costliest player and then they
obliterated
talk amongst each
MIBR
other
on this map. It
and
wasn't
then
even funny.
it seeds into people's people's minds saying that I have this much money, I got this much, I'm better than you, or
on defense especially,
I'm better than you, and why you have that much.
He's a player who loves taking any space you give him, walking down C, walking down A, getting forward lines posted with that operator, but because he's Leon, he's still gonna have super fast rotates,
Damn,
and use that stun and that slide to be effective in the retake as well.
And I just wonder how they can deal with the Viper Omen. Fnatic, this is the combo Viper Omen. You don't see that in EMEA, so they wouldn't have had a lot of practice on it, and they're not gonna change anything.
Oh, pretends to be shocked. Meme.
Yeah, no surprises.
What are we gonna say? No surprises. No, absolutely. But we need to look at Alpha here as well.
They start a modded Minecraft server. Let's all play together.
But even a better duelist.
Isn't a modded Minecraft server?
He cannot help but being a difference maker in this map, Mimi.
I want to see Fnatic playing forward on their sites, not playing into retake quite as often, fighting up. But that's exactly what Double Duelist is great at. The pitfall of playing against Viper is falling back into these post plants, trying to flood through that orb. It's a recipe for disaster. But when you have Kayak and Alpha as the point men to fight into your opponent's space, I think that's a really good matchup for Fnatic.
Yeah, and I'm very excited to get into this game, and I bet you our casters will be very excited as well. One of them, you know him, he's been almost flawless in his predictions. We've definitely heard about it quite a few times. And the other guy who's standing next to him in just a moment is probably going to be sick of hearing how flawless his predictions has been. Of course, I'm talking about Achilles and Paperton.
He has been sick of it. He's very glad to see me finally falter in the Preds. But here we go. We have a Grand Finals caliber matchup here in theory between GenG and Fnatic. As we get ready to go into this one, they've only faced that one time prior back at Masters Shanghai where GenG was able to get the better of them.
Exactly. It's crazy how similar the storyline is between these two teams. Both teams have won a Masters. Both teams are coming in with 3 players of the core of those Masters still on the rosters, but they're swapping in a couple new players and looking to get another
I know a guy who can help if you want to set it up.
Dropping Toronto. Are you ready to kick off this series?
I played one of the game started.
Just a slow creep up B here for GenG. Not really trying to make much noise.
I don't have headphones. I'm not wearing them. I just want to so badly. I don't want to listen to the game sound.
Not going to get a spot there on the ISO as the plant gets ready to come through. Reveal goes down. Find a track across there with the sheriff. It's going to be Albier who ends up taking an immense amount of damage. Crashes, however, on the peak. Towards the A-Link. Finds Foxy 9. Both are dragging. Finding. Kyle will fall. Ash able to get one. A little bit whiffy though on the follow-up. As Albier cleans up the kill. Spike in hand, Texture sliding back. Needs to be able to try to escape here. There's the peak. Shield, however, gets the 2 taps.
What?
And leaves Kayak now all alone.
What? Oh, wait, what?
To try to clutch this out.
That early maneuver by Texture to slip the net in towards A-Link. Crucial here for GenG. Some patience being shown by Munchkin, the IGL as well.
Staying tucked here.
It's quite hard to hear with the headphones on. Maybe I should be a little louder.
Kayak with no util to speak of. And Munchkin will just find the timing on the swing. GenG striking first. They find the opening pistol.
Can you hear me better? And is the stream volume perfect?
Not letting go of what he was doing during the Swiss
There's no Minecraft audience. I differ. I think there's Minecraft audience.
He drops down from heaven and then just waits it out.
Damn.
Outguesses
What a round,
Fnatic
bro.
there. And this is a comp that GenG is experienced against. They played T1 in kickoff. They beat them on this map 13-5. So they understand this double duelist, this Yoru ISO comp, and how it wants to function.
And the Des was talking about it, how this is something that Fnatic's not going to be the most familiar with.
Correct.
We'll see. That does continue. It's a bit of damage out onto Crashies to start. Kayak taking some forward space in mid. We'll just end up gate crashing away as Crashies has to further evacuate this space at A-Long. Munchkin is just fearlessly storming forward.
Alfier with a Sheriff, though. Gonna come over, try to help out his Sova.
Does he sense that he's already this far forward into the site, missing each other now, spotting it? Alfier does manage to find
I mean, language is a factor for every
catches the tucked-in Sova.
every esports game, because when you can really talk your mind,
Alfier needs to
that's
back
when
up.
you're going to
Will
play
be
your
able
best.
to avoid that paranoia. It's even more damage to the smoke, and eventually, Texture is able to find him. Flushing him into the open.
Easier. Like you have to, if you talk in English and if you talk in other language, you need to process it a lot.
See what the game plan
While
is going
processing
to be for
that,
Fnatic.
you think you need to.
The AD is in. Oh my God! The second shot is absolutely
You need
disgusting.
to process what is in the game, and then you need to process like how do I going to translate that.
A lot of what GenG wants to do on the map. Let
Minecraft
Munchkin roam around a bit, try to find that open space, try to find the weaknesses in the opponent's defense.
I think
Make calls off the back of that.
Hindi audience
He
will
loses
there.
the fight. He knows there's only the ISO.
But I don't see the fun in
Calls the
Minecraft.
reinforcements over after Foxy gets the kill on the crashes.
I'll be killing my own.
Rifle round here for Fnatic.
I won't
Bonus
last
for
long
GenG,
for streaming
pretty
if I
fearsome.
do that.
In fact, an outlaw for Munchkin.
So I won't be
Player's gonna
enjoying it.
One shot to that. Guardians, always scary in the hands of GenG players. Just kind of typical Sova stuff here on long A. Just checking.
Clear the recon.
Shin,
Spot out there from Crashies. This time able to slide away without suffering any damage.
Ghost, we will
Kayak.
play it soon.
Cubby.
But for now we have, maybe I'll do only members before in the evening or maybe something like that, only members for you know.
From wanting to scale into the site,
And
at least initially.
Stream the
Take a little
VCT
bit of time
matches
here to
in the
wait
night.
for Foxy.
Let's
Kind of
see.
figure out what's going on over in Garage. Might be able to relay some information that things are relatively quiet. I've got a tripwire in front of me. That's going to be the plan here. Just wait a little bit, and they can clear that trip and spring their trap.
All quiet on the seaside front, and GenG, they do like the pump
I'm
fakes. of Fnatic.
I'm enjoying
Not really sending any
Ghost.
rotations quite just yet, so everyone going to get in position here at Garage as well as Long. Clear the trip, get ready to go. Smoke's now coming through. Tells Fnatic everything they need to know. Bit of a gap here on that smoke, and Texture will get caught off guard by it as Chronicle. Find the opening kill here in the anti-bonus. Turret set up, and Texture being on the floor, always going to be positive here on the opposite side of the lobby.
Still got some firepower. A little bit of time, but Fnatic going to be coming from a lot of different angles.
Camera's still situated. Go for the toggle, try to get a dart out, does so. Still not being cleared, does have the spot on a Foxy 9, so they know that he's going to be playing forward in towards the smoke. Now look at the span around quite just yet. Foxy will drag across one, cannot find the other. Ash Karan now. The 2v3 quickly be felled. That's going to be 3 players surviving as Fnatic deny the bonus conversion.
Boaster just sending a little love over
Where
the other
is
side
the
of the
name?
stage, but this
Why is there
is
no Boaster name in
really
the
good
back?
stuff from Fnatic. Good
Why
patience.
does his
good
jersey not
retake,
have
Really
Boaster?
giving much up. I mean, I think here
They
for
gave it to somebody
GenG,
and then
I
he
don't
was
suspect that smoke
normal
was
one.
intended to leave that extra little gap. A little bit of a mistake from Karan, but all's well. That ends well.
MC come back. Oh, MC we are dogs. Let's see.
You know, it's going to be pretty typical. Let the ISO go first. Pops the double tap.
Yes,
Flashes.
and
Use the Sova util. And then just flood on
we
in
need
there.
to win. So
Explanation of not being able to fist bump.
the camera got them around. Yeah.
Like high fives though, still on the cards. As Alarm Bot going to be situated here in
Use
window.
MC.
G wanting to keep tabs on these forward
and
pushes from Kayak.
slash.
I think they're aware.
Not analyst.
Trying to spam it down.
For now,
Just pushes forward and Seward does catch the enemy
Assistant
IGL.
coach.
Critical target to be found. Viper out of play pretty much makes that A side unassailable because they don't have the wall to try to scale off of. Slow creep up with Texture around the corner. Gun barrel might have been spotted, but out here. Able to find Karan. So counter swing is there. Texture trades it back, but it's still going to be a player disadvantage here for GenG as they get ready to have the spike planted. There's Fury going to be online. Question is, can Ash get to a disconnected position to try to actually utilize this? You already have Foxy 9 watching long. Seems like Ash is going to have to stay put.
No smokes either.
Slow creep in, Texture. Swing around the back, able to find one.
That's really good.
Recon at the ready, and it's going to be the triple approach here from Garage. Being able to note 2. Couple shots in. Spot out here on the Chronicle, but not too much damage taken. Gen Armor refills. Paranoia going to be dodged. Ash pushed out. Fights for one. Swing. Texture cannot stabilize. Poster gets the better of it now. It's down to Foxy 9.
So much gone.
Tap on the defuse. Some spray to come through. And Chronicle to defend. Fnatic.
What the fuck?
They tied things up 2-2 very quickly.
Yeah, A little bit of shakiness here from GenG in some of their individual plays.
And the YouTube guy.
MiokeN losing against Boaster, that's going to be an actually really crucial battle.
It depends.
across
Let's
this
see.
map. Is keeping
When shit
track
happens.
of MiokeN's position, and it's a setup
take care
from
of it. Let's see.
Crashies with the recon dart. Very nicely done. Winning against
So what do you do with that
Texture.
texture?
No easy feat, as we have seen throughout this tournament. And that's huge for Fnatic. You know, Boaster's really starting to pick it up in the fragging department. That was a great round for him. Just some big individual plays. And now Alfier has the ISO ult. And that is very scary. He is, of course, one of the best riflers out there. Texture making a little bit of noise.
As the Phantom to try to lead the charge. Alfier at the ready here. He's in that undercut. Shifted through. Will get zoned back, so can't try to play off of him with any spam. GenG quickly evacuate the area. Slide back through window. And now you've got Kayak slid forward here. Ult going to be coming through. Kidnaps one away. In the meantime, this Europe is striking. Kayak going to be good for 2 much. He's going to be taken down inside of the ultimate. As Crashies on the peak from Sewer. Cleans up the other. Now it all just comes down to counter position noted. Fights back for 1. Worry about the flank coming down through A long. Has it from the shadows, but 1v3. Do you try to commit for that?
My position is so good. Yeah, they're playing good. They're playing it tactical.
Sights are open
It was equal.
on the other side of the map, but Chronicle's waiting.
Just holding the line. Karon drifting
my pick
ever
one's
closer
gone.
to it. Gun barrel gonna be spotted.
That's for sure.
Chronicle's learn. Pays dividends. That's gonna be Fnatic now taking the lead 3-2.
XLG lost. RRQ lost.
Defending side first.
Yeah, this is a phenomenal setup here in terms of using the ISO utility. First, you use the vulnerable to back them off of B, and then you use the ult to help keep Kayak's position hidden. That is a
11-3
really
comeback.
smart setup from Fnatic. And
That's when you
GenG,
could see. That's when the era of boosters. I sucks.
Seeing how important.
That's what I like to see on the stage, baby.
Get to hear it twice. How important these emotional leaders can be and have been for the teams thus far here at the tournament. He's going to be left wide open now.
Someday
His fast line going to be sent.
What is
Fnatic
someday?
to try to rotate over and get into position.
Someone me? Yeah, I picked RRQ. I believe.
It's been identified.
I mean, they still have a chance. So.
GenG.
The player there on the floor does get cleared, and Kayak again coming away with a good.
They still have a
Munchkin's
chance.
going to be dead. Crashies sends out the Hunter's Fury. He's looking for the double pump, and he will have it.
You're
Foxy
right,
9 taken down as well. As Texture falls, Karon spraying and praying, trying to get the enemy Yoru full blast out. The wide swing is not going to bear fruit this time. 4 rounds in a row, Fnatic starting to run away with his defending half.
Yeah, the util combinations are really, really strong for Fnatic right now. The Hunter's Fury there, brilliant. Right as the plant is being attempted, yeah, I mean, you could see in some of the hesitation from GenG, they knew something was coming their way, and they couldn't dodge it all the same. Another big win out on the flanks against MiokeN. He is generally very, very difficult to deal with. He's very tricky, very wily in his movement, and his aim is incredible, but so far Fnatic has done a great job handling him.
Kayak, what is the second shot? Instantaneous with the readjustment, and that leaves Texture Karon dead on the floor. And any hope of pulling off a thrifty here is very quickly
Not a good day, Fevek. Not a good
shut
day
down.
overall.
I mean, we've seen it in the MEA, how electric Kayak is. That right there, just a microcosm of what he's capable of. Just phenomenal.
And Munchkin's been given some space to try to push up, but again, with a stinger at range, Crashies on the jump peak. Able to find value here.
GenG's pick.
Highly unlikely.
That's going to be really tough. Even thinking a 3v5. Much hope here for GenG.
Spotted there. Munchkin does manage to push forward, finding one. Snakebite not getting the connection here, and Crashies does. And shot flies through. Flying realistically unable to be planted here for the moment. Ash able to find a little bit more impact. Alfier with the shield will go ahead and lead the charge. Continuing to shove them back. 5-2 now. GenG contemplating a potential timeout.
Yeah, I really think you ought to take one, at least just to give the players a little bit of a breather here. Kind of cool Fnatic's Jets. And the way they're stringing this util together on these retakes is so good. So many times we're seeing GenG players have to shoot the clone because there's a flood of players coming through an angle.
20-year-old
They're trying to lock it down with just one. There's going to be a lot of ults here. Still the dimensional drift for Kayak, but on GenG's side, 3 really important ones.
Sanchit, did you tell Vice? Did you say Vice for this map? Bro, nobody plays Vice.
His overdrive for quite a while.
Haven, bro.
Quick TP and okay, Munchkin getting the read on this push out. Find Kayak. Lobs in the poison orb as Shock Dart trying to clear out some of this util. Still a trip set up and here at the front, but help is going to be Creed fired. Foxy9. Let's come away with that elimination. Jump up over the top here. Plat bows through the upper. Just trying to get something going. Dexter does manage to deny him. Smoke dissipating at garage. And it's just a firing squad waiting on the opposite side.
Oh shit.
A flawless round as Munchkin steps up to the plate. Gets himself a 3K. GenG.
I know, but I wanted to say that the Vice issue.
Just 2 rounds.
Yeah, a much needed round here for Munchkin and GenG. Able to just outguess his opponents. Just kind of understanding their tendencies where they've got a big lead, so they might try to get aggressive on the flanks. And he's just going to hold the angle. Quick spam early. Poster with the operator. Couldn't find any value from the back of Plat. That's a huge pickup for GenG. Didn't have to expend many ults. Just Karons was used there.
Quick feet, quick trigger.
Maybe didn't even need to be used, but now you've got a neural theft for Chronicle. Kayak still with the dimensional drift.
Relay to try to sway. Double stack setup. Looks like he's spotted a boat. Slides in. The stun is there. Texture has hold up the Crafty. Over and made. Gonna be caught with util in hand as Texture. Scoops up his 3K. The Crashies, the damage dealt there on the intercept is absolutely monstrous.
Kayak so fast here on this rotation. Is GenG going to be ready for it?
In all likelihood, no, but Texture is staring over towards the angle. Eyes on it from the hell position. As now they have it confirmed. Swing out, Ash finds a headshot. Dimensional drift has come through, but Kayak is now left to his own devices. Cuts back just around the box. Trying to set up here on the pop flash.
Decoy.
Sends the fake, finds the first, isolated now. Fastlane going to be set, trying to fish him out. Tiny bits of damage dealt, 8 bullets remaining in the bag. Gets the spot out. Texture just trying to play with time. Eats a ton of damage. And he will sprint away down into the cubby. Needing to have the defuse, but Texture will be there. And Mr. 4K shows up in round number 9. It's GenG. Nearly have the rug swept from beneath them, but they're able to find their footing.
I put 22 and I feel so. I feel like a
GenG written all over it, and then Crafty catches 3 players right on the timing there. They're looking to clear util. And then Texture had had enough, and he played that brilliantly at the end, using that neon movement to buy the extra time he needed to make sure that that defuse had to be stuck. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want to see out of these 2 teams.
Kayak's done it again!
So I just closed my eyes and I just blinked and he got 2 kills, bro. What
you
the
can't flush him out of this spot. He's just too clean at it.
Gonna have to throw some util his way. Can't just outduel him there. Oh my.
What's that mid to box aim labs session that he's got set up?
Kajak.
Unbelievable.
When he comes, he kajaks.
Just like that, might have
When
taken
you
away
see
any
enemies, he
momentum.
kajaks them.
The GenG were starting to build up.
Blinding.
Poster sends the paranoia. Quick tuck in. Crashes to reposition. Continue going for the peaks, and that smoke, he's able to still get a glimpse of them both. Foxy able to still go ahead and further confirm the presence of that Omen up over top of the box.
Aggressive maneuvers from the rest of Fnatic. Both Alpha and Kayak still sitting. Press forward by GenG.
Trying to get the pre-fire there is Munchkin, but Crashes goes unpunished. Foxy not in the push, however, is able to find one, but Chronicle quickly does shut it down. You've got the 4 players from Fnatic, so basically here on site and standing tall.
Okay,
Karen forced to run away with just 20 seconds remaining. Not much of a go to be made here.
Well,
Just stay
Fnatic playing
tucked
really
and
good.
try to see if he can pick off anybody, keep his life intact, but otherwise Fnatic maintaining the lead.
At one point.
Getting themselves to 6 here on this defending side. Back on the hunt, a couple seconds still to spare.
Get this man,
The clone goes through. Karen
shield.
well aware of his position, but is very quickly going to get overwhelmed. Fights back for 1. So there's the swing. It's the other, but Crashes eventually will be able to collect.
That's That's huge. A little bit of economic damage done there by Fnatic. Could come to haunt GenG. A lot of money sitting behind Texture.
That's not the lineup, by the way.
Absolutely ridiculous, Kayak.
Sanchit, that is not lineup.
If you're going to challenge that angle,
Holy
you're going to have
shit,
to
that
come up
was
with some other
insane.
answers
That was
for
an insane
GenG,
placement, bro. What the
because he just
fuck?
is too darn good, and timeout
See
actually
the
going to be
placement?
popped
Holy
by
shit.
GenG to talk about what's going on. I mean, a lot
It's
of
like,
it's just
it's
I
like
think,
guns
a little
make
bit
that sound.
overconfidence from GenG, trying to take some of these early
You
fights
don't know what you said?
that they were winning handily throughout the Swiss stage. You know, they were so dominant in so many different aspects of the
I'm
game.
sorry, but I was so zoned out, I don't know what happened after
And now
that.
you need to kind of tighten up the screws a little bit. Let's get back to some basics.
Welcome
Start
back,
making
Mr.
sure
Ares.
that we're using some util.
Oh, damn.
Being a little bit cleaner with our
Welcome back, Mr. Simmer.
spotting before we go
Ares
for
and
these
Simmer.
maneuvers, 'cause
Weird
challenging
timing
some of
we
these
both are coming
Fnatic
back at the
players
same time.
has often resulted in losses for GenG.
I mean, to put the run through
Whose
Swiss
map
into
pick is this?
perspective a
This is
bit,
GenG's map
they've
pick.
already lost a fifth of the rounds.
I know,
They've
right?
lost across the two series to get into the
GenG's
playoffs.
map pick.
Yeah, only dropping 20 round losses in those sets versus MIBR versus Paper Rex. They were looking red hot. Fnatic though cooled them off a bit so far.
It's very weird to see Fnatic without a mini
on the attacking half is going to be, and they know that they are facing into 4
in the coaching
ultimates
boot.
in the hands of Fnatic.
Absolutely. You want to talk about how to maneuver yourselves around that Hunter's Fury, around the ISO ult in particular. You know, have plans. You know, you'd love to get Texture into that ISO ult. That's obviously kind of one of your main goals. Alpha playing so far forward there. They're going to challenge this angle again.
Here comes Kayak. There to try to back him up, and they're just lining up. Picking targets, finding value. Karen does manage to trade once. The ISO ult not going to be a concern here in the round, but can save that for the final to half.
I'm out of here.
This fast lane sent, Texture at the ready. Slides forward, catches a spot there on it. Chronicle, and eats a ton of damage. Dink right through the corner as they try to flush him out of this
I
position.
don't know, but I don't like Fnatic. Why don't you like
Wouldn't be able
Fnatic?
to fight back for any more than that.
There should be a reason.
Can't even get the plant down though. So much util being thrown their way. And there's a wide wrap.
Gary, which
from
is the
Crashies.
one map you think if there is a 5-man execute on a side, it will be mostly successful?
It's Kayak. Just tears them limb
You're
from
gonna
limb,
just be
round after
close.
round. Karen now with everything to do to try to make this timeout find some value, but
Give me a
crashes on this
second,
reposition.
Clovis.
Seems like it is loosely read, but no. Peeks into the link, meets his demise. Fnatic guarantee a lead at the half as they hit 7.
round in the half.
And even more devastating here for GenG. Their economy was shattered. They are only going to be able to buy a couple rifles coming into this. Do not have
I mean, XLG, I don't know what they're
gas in the
doing.
bank there.
First thing they pick.
Fnatic
First
has done
pick
a
Sentinels.
phenomenal job here to start. They're
Second.
coming in with all ultimates to bear.
Bro, they took Sunset
Everything you
against
could ever want here
Sentinels, bro.
for Fnatic. And GenG is a real uphill battle.
What the
coming
fuck
into
you
this
speak
round. They have a
can't
couple
be
of their
heard.
own, but they gotta get there. They gotta get to the
Wait
plant.
1 second.
They can't keep challenging this mid position.
I don't know how low it is,
Stacked
but
against them,
let
and already
me
Foxy9 eating damage on
try and
entry.
fix it. Let's see.
Kayak once again feeling good about this position, and he is finding value once more.
Much better. Or
Clip to the side of the head.
Wait, what
7
happened?
health here on the Sova. Poster go for a quick peek. It's in towards Stewart.
this is much better.
It's meant to catch a glimpse.
Bro, what the fuck?
Time with a bit of a fake entry, fast lane thrown over the
No,
top.
it was near
Here.
mic.
Tuck back
I made it
near
far.
tripwire. So
So
close
even
to
if I
getting on plant here,
go
RGenG.
back and talk, you can hear me.
Oh boy.
Alpha Kayak now stacked up into the garage. The swing about to come through. Gunbarrel's going to be spotted in the dimensional grip. Goes Kayak, he's able to escape.
Man, somehow I skipped that.
Houdini himself does end up costing Alfier's life as the Hunter
Oh,
Furies now
shit.
coming through, just trying to guide them here towards success.
See,
Tucks in the
that
cubby
was-
over at Long. Karen
I'm
going to be taken down.
impressed.
Scratchies is able to find that kill. And Kayak looks to try to get the jump here on the Munchkin. Will be able to do so. The headshot
Jeez.
instantaneous. Chronicle here in backside. They have
Bro,
no
bro, bro,
idea.
bro, bro. Wait for Killjoy. Wait for Killjoy.
As
Wait for
Foxy9,
Killjoy.
the lockdown committed. The gate crash at the ready. Fake into the smoke.
I mean, you should be planting me now. Why would
Reason
you
well
plant
that's not for
after?
real. And now it's going to be pinged down.
Why are you trying to plant after?
Take it down,
Oh,
8-4, Fnatic. Looking like the savior of the first seeds thus far here on Haven.
It's a masterclass in mechanics and a masterclass in util usage.
GenG's map pick.
Bro, use ulti as a TP. Bro, use ulti to get the hell out of there. It's like, I'm Audi, bro. I'm Audi. I'm Audi. Whoa. That disrespect. As I said, the walkout alone for them looked so good. Like they're like. Yeah. Do you know giveaway? No, can't have it every day, bro. If I had every day, just imagine if I have it every day, that would wait to how many? 500 into 30? This is so much. That is 15, that's about 15,000 a month. Am I right? Yeah, right, bro. $1.8 lakhs a year.
8-4 at the half. Fnatic looking fantastic on GenG's map. Pick of Haven clearly doing their homework.
Yeah, what was I saying?
Looking to avoid the fate that has been suffered by every other first seed
Give
team.
everyone then do next year giveaway stream.
As we take a look at the Coinbase Econ report, you can see their Kayak was absolutely farming. Crashes as well at 90. This is phenomenal stuff.
Make it make
the individual
sense.
skill displayed there, in particular with their rifling. Those Vandals were
Yeah,
screaming.
like make it make sense, bro.
GenG just had no response, it felt like. I mean, a couple rounds there, yeah, Texture gets his, but outside of that, this was a dominant half from Fnatic. And if they can take this pistol here, looks like they may be able to sweep GenG's map pick away from them.
I need to.
They're going to feel very good
I don't
going
know,
into the
I just
split.
want more
It's a
camera.
map that we have not seen that much from GenG. Let's see what happens though as we get ready to dive
If you had
back
2
into the
lakhs, what
action.
would be your PC specs?
Kayak and Crashy's very much leading the charge.
I'm not quite sure
Seen
actually.
15 with just 7
I've
deaths
lost
on
track.
each.
I lost track on computer parts, by the way.
Four-player strong.
I just lost
They
track
are
on computer parts.
Just gonna slow walk it down.
Sir alone watching on this side. Does get the headshot on the Munchkin, but it's going to be Munchkin getting the kill. Survives with 22. So that's going to be everybody else pretty much sprinting forward into this A site. Alarm
Yeah, I got, oh shit, I forgot I can't say brand names as well. Thank God I said I lost track.
Fnatic seemingly reading the setup here from Foxy9. So now we'll go ahead and cut sound. Given the tendencies of GenG, Fnatic can
How much would it take to
easily
create the
rely
best
on the
gaming PC
assumption
possible?
they've gotten the rotate out.
Yeah, no. This is very good stuff from Fnatic. This is how they like to play a lot of their rounds.
For
not just
gaming
pistols,
alone?
but in general,
Nothing
looking to bait some
gaming.
utility out of you. They're looking to
Don't
get a
need to
little
worry
bit
for
more
the
info.
next few years
They
would
got that. They
be
got that
about
KJ util out of the way. They're going to try to make the BB.
Wall isn't
6 to
raised.
7 lakhs.
Quick peek coming through. Ash will find one instantly.
I
And
think
Kayak can take
we'll
it down.
definitely
Texture
get
finds
up for the
Alpha
next 2 years.
Paranoia since Crashy's reeling back. Wrapping around in towards Garage. Slow walk up from Chronicle. Just trying to see that they haven't skipped any beats here. Crashy's going to be caught, however. As there's the spot out into the final player with the spike now on the floor. Chronicle certainly has his work cut out for him as all of GenG get clustered together. A couple taps in. The wide swing out, Chronicle. Good for one. Can't find the rest. GenG will take another pistol win.
It's crazy to think how important that pistol round win is for GenG after winning their first, but this one, a nice call by Munchkin. This is just really good understanding of their opponent's tendencies. And you'll see this all the time in the EMEA with Fnatic, where it's push and pull. It's find a little bit of util advantage. One
6
side
to
of the
7
map,
is
go
an
back to the other
overkill.
side, see what's
I
going
mean,
on
he
there.
did say the best.
GenG's Munchkin reading that a lot,
The best.
a lot of the way.
I mean, you said you did say the best PC spec for
Sending
gaming.
that 4-player push out.
Speaking of Boaster, Might be looking to get a little bit cheeky here.
And it'll hold you for the next few
Years,
years, so you don't need to touch it after
back
that.
on Ash, who's going to pick it around. Check towards sewers, but has some reinforcements coming through.
And in fact, if 6 to 7 legs would like
Since the
even
drone
hold
has
you
to
for
go
like
for the quick cancel.
5 years.
Munchkin able to find 2 as the bite connects. Crashies does end up falling. And once again, it's going to be Chronicle. And this time, unable to find the kill on the texture. It'll be a flawless as GenG. Once again, we're able to find the anti-eco, but this is where the wheels came off in the first
Does the
half.
link
Yeah,
work?
exactly. I mean, it looks very good for GenG in terms of some
Does
crisp
the membership
shooting,
link work?
some good decision making. Ash not overcommitting here, and then using his util nicely.
And just
Munchkin
getting to smoke.
very on point as always. The Viper texture good for the last 2 with the Guardian.
Nice. What do you mean nice? I didn't understand.
Not the end of the world at all for Fnatic, but it's the start GenG needed
Don't
for
click
this
on
half.
non-links.
Now we
That's
go
not-
into their
I mean,
bonus.
I think that's my link.
Guardians and a stinger
It's
for
not
Munchkin.
unknown.
And they're just gonna play it a little bit slow off the rip. Our Fnatic, but Karan so far forward.
Karan is upping the pace. Boaster, if he just comes backpedaling out of this smoke,
Cannot be an unknown link
dead to
if
right.
it's my link.
Karan,
I mean,
though,
I don't remember putting it
a little
there.
bit more information.
That's for sure.
He's going to be rewarded with the kill. Attempted the ADS. Boaster does manage to go out on top. Not eliminated, but that's one of the dual-pronged tips of the spear. It does get taken down, but texture similarly
Single bro.
fall. Timing does come across. Munchkin able to go ahead and collect that elimination. Scoops up the weapon. Backpedals through the wall to safety here on the B site.
That's what you're
Down to a
asking.
3v3.
Great read by
Married.
Munchkin, understanding that more often than not, Chronicle's going to be on his own, and on a bonus, it's well
Did you
worth the
change
risk
it?
to go for that gun.
It used to work. Wait,
Very nice
what?
play.
It doesn't work
Even up
anymore?
the weaponry advantage.
I didn't change anything.
Proxy9 potentially going to be tasked.
Does it not work?
Doing a lot here, but a little bit of a misguess by Fnatic on where the KJ util would be.
Yeah, it works,
It's bought
man.
them a little
What
bit
do
of
you
extra time and even got the drone committed by
Doesn't
Fnatic.
catch Foxy on this angle. Out the air, then gets caught off guard.
30 seconds left.
So there's going to be more pressure
No
coming out of the
working
garage.
hours?
Munchkin swooping in from behind. Paranoia going to be a boy for the dark. He's able to find that. Hitting
I
him
didn't
doesn't
change
matter.
anything.
It
It's always
seems
been
as
there.
Munchkin in the perfect place at the perfect time, and GenG this time get the bonus
In
conversion.
PCs, you can even directly
Game
click on
sense
join.
on Munchkin
Yeah.
is incredible.
I don't know. I don't know how
He had a
it's-
little bit
I
to
don't
say
know
there
how
to
it's gonna
Fnatic
work
at the end of it,
on
but Karan, at least good for the one and done. But that play right there by Munchkin.
I don't know what you guys talking
changes
about
this
though.
round.
I always
He's able to find
on
that
iOS
play
I always
as well.
like.
Foxy
Did I ever buy
just great
anyone
positioning
membership
there.
from iOS? I
Getting
think I
his
did.
kill, using his turret to back off into safety to make sure he
I
doesn't
just
give
went to the
himself up
channel
for free.
while they're live
Set up
streaming
his
and hit the
IGL,
plus
swoop in
button.
from
And when
behind.
you hit the not plus button,
And
I
now
think it was.
it's going to be Fnatic's turn to take a timeout, talk
Yeah,
about
there was an
how
option
exactly
called member, join
they
members.
want to approach this attacker side
That's weird.
from now on, because it looks like GenG's got a phenomenal read.
Coming alive, and I mean, we knew coming into this that this was going to end up being a battle of the brains between Munchkin and Boaster, trying to get the read, trying to get the download on each other's tendencies.
Absolutely.
Seems like so far, reads favoring the defending IGLs.
Yeah, I thought maybe Fnatic would have some good util combos like we saw on that defender side, that you could kind of go in lockstep with the ISO and the Yoru to really break open some sites, get some picks. So far, GenG's had all the answers, been matching Fnatic's movements really nicely, having kind of that extra player in the right place at the right time. That kill in a Chronicle, for example, so far has been very impactful. It's going to be a Guardian for Ash. Everybody else has rifles, some stingers.
Yeah, some reconsiderations here from Fnatic.
Okay, they're investing a bit into this round.
A bit more oomph behind it.
Standing ahead. Poster again with this early TP into a smoke, looking to see if anybody's going to try to take advantage of that long A angle twice, but deep recon dart doesn't catch anybody from Fnatic, but let's see if they want to try to take a little bit of space off the back of that. There's going to be a smoke put down by Karan, pinged out by Fnatic, a little bit wary. Maybe somebody's trying to, tuck behind these smokes. That's something Munchkin would 100% do, especially with his toxic screen available as a potential escape tool. It's got to be very diligent, like what I'm seeing from Boaster and Fnatic. Really good awareness of some of GenG's tendencies.
I have the spike. Less than a minute remaining. A couple players about to cut their way out through window here. There's a kayak. Eating the dart. Gate crash now going to be sent forward as Alfier sent on solo exploration up towards this B site. Wall going to be raised once again, but Texture clearly anticipating this pressure. Backs off, has MiokeN on the flank there at the A connector, but see the ping coming down. Fnatic are reading this well.
30 seconds left.
Look to be cycled. Spam opened up to try to find anything, but nothing widely found.
That's good.
Texture has to back away. To think that maybe it's going to be repositioned, but
That's a
MiokeN does still manage to find Poster. Now doing it here. Now that pivot is going to be coming through. Just 13 seconds remaining here on the clock. Foxy9 still going to be situated on the side. Texture here inside of the window. And Foxy9 looks to try to cut them down to size. Finds another to swing out. Chronicle able to find it, but the round is already over.
Why did I say
and MiokeN will grind them into a fine pulp as GenG continue now tying things at 8-8.
Yeah, I mean, you could see the layers in this round for GenG. Getting a good read here that this was going to be B. Texture playing this really nicely, being very cautious, giving anything up for free. Using that smoke from Karan to set up the spam angle for him and MiokeN. And then the quick pivot over through Garage when time is so limited. They know that even if they get identified by the Sova util or the Cypher util, they can just keep challenging them, just keep delaying them, and that's all that matters. Now Texture has the op. Desk was highlighting it, how important that has been, and how impactful Texture has individually been with this weapon.
Chico peeking out from Kayak, not going to be spotting anything. Texture though, in deep, and there's going to be multiple players on the opposite side of this one. Still just a beat it. Kayak has the shot. What an opener. Puts Neon down on the floor. GenG now ahead. Be scrambling a bit. Recon around the back does get multi-person ping out.
Nah, G Texture
chasing forward, getting the spot there onto Ash. Forces him to reposition back. Undercut Paranoia, both going to be sent. Ash waiting to try to regain his util, turns from the flash. Some shots coming through, the wall going to be raised. The poster out from Chiu, able to find that kill. Now the neural depth is going to be lobbed in as well. The reveal is there, MiokeN. Nothing more to be done but die. He can take it down. It's on Foxy9 and Karan to try to see if they can turn the tides of this somehow in a 2v5. But Fnatic are absolutely entrenched. It seems like there is no displacing and no chance, no willingness to try to go for this. Fnatic in flawless fashion, barring a hunt and a kill, look to go ahead and regain the lead by 1.
Yeah, and Fnatic finding success off the back of another just unbelievable opener from Kayak. He is so sharp. Unbelievable find for this Fnatic team. And they just had a good read on where Texture might be. And they just caught him off guard. And that's not easy to do. Very, very nicely handled by Fnatic. And I mean, it just feels like in this matchup that first kill is so important because the fundamentals on both of these teams are so good that they're not going to make any more mistakes after that.
AI Google says, get a YouTube membership link on iOS. Navigate to the channel you want to support in the web browser, like Chrome, and request a desktop site view. Then you can copy channel membership link from the address bar or by using join button if available.
Bit ahead when it comes down to this ult cycle, given that they have 2 at the ready. Still a ways to go for some of the more critical ones here for Fnatic.
Put him at C this time.
Revealing area. It's going to be Chronicles territory.
G. Everyone just became G at one point. G Foxy9, G this, that, G that, G
Turns from the flash. And this time they're not quite prepared for it. Poster has managed to get a bit of damage in. Trying to flush him out. Karan needing to fight his way out. A bad situation is unable to do so as the pit is going to be invested from MiokeN. Blocking off this long position.
I'm too lazy, my hand is too far away. I'm very sleepy and my hand is too far away. Just tell Trias now.
That gives the player advantage here to the side of GenG.
This is such a tough choice for Fnatic. No idea where the operator is.
Ash holding close. Check over the top. Closer. Being spotted. Spam down through the box. Recon through the opposite side of the wall. No, doesn't go deep enough to actually get the pings here. It's their own recon ping. Next on the Ash in the wall. Helps keep it protected. And MiokeN's got the crossfire. Just peeking out of the pit. 9-9. We remain tied up here between these two teams.
We'll figure it out. Wait, I'll try to do it from my phone. That's it.
Fnatic had an idea that maybe somebody was pushed up
ChatGPT
at long A again. Kayak just not quite ready for it. Both are able to finish the job, but Chronicle gets caught trying to lurk again. GenG, so unbelievably patient sometimes. Foxy9, one of those guys you think about, aggressive play, good mechanics, but with his new role on GenG, he has really shown tremendous ability to just wait things out and make the right plays at the right time on the other sides of the map. It was one of those moments for sure. A little bit of a different look here for Fnatic, trying to contest some of this long A space, so a deeper smoke to give themselves a little bit of map control on that part. And they are just really curious if and when GenG's going to start to get aggressive. Drone to set up texture.
This is the flick. Falls down to 10. He's able to slide up to safety. Smooth criminal there from him, but it's that much riskier for him to try to get back onto a line. Munchkin at the same time swinging around here at the B side. Going to be cycled over from Karon. Spam through the door, gets the nano out. Alarm bot still set up. Spotted a 1, and Alpha's going to be taken down. Over at C long, Karon clearly catching a glimpse, is able to spam him out in the end.
You know there's 2 on C. You've seen Foxy and Karon. This is what you're going to try to challenge.
30 seconds
Waiting
left.
for the moment. There's a great crash forward on the side. Karon going to be blinded out. Foxy, however, top of Lumber, finding one. Spotting at the gun barrels, but cannot find the kills. Karon gets flushed out, but Munchkin again arriving. Look at him, he's here.
Use the copy link, use it to do mod.
And it's going to be another multi-kill round
The first time I'm being like
from the
that.
captain of GenG. As they take the lead 10-9.
And Munchkin, just complete confidence to swing into the site here.
He's top fragging the lobby.
Yeah, no. He's just reading these situations so well. Knows he's got to bail out Foxy. Oh, the transfer on that second one onto Boaster. A little bit of patience there to readjust on the Chronicle. And that is huge for GenG. You're going to keep the operator. You're going to have a couple ults, but
I'm not able, if I log into
importantly,
mine,
it's going to be an eco for Fnatic.
Eco attempt to try to come through. That ult cycle about to hit critical mass though for Fnatic. That next buy round on the horizon. Should be very well poised to try to still hang in here. And then you're going to have that kill contract, the dimensional drift at the ready.
Turret's in a bit of a different spot there for Foxy. Thought about trying to play aggressive off of it, but Owl Drone can back him off a bit. And they're just trying to confuse him a bit.
Oh. No, a little pre-fire does get some damage through. Kill's still a ways away.
Fnatic
throwing some smokes at the ready. I mean, you have this full cluster up from Fnatic. It's just a matter of when do they pull the trigger on the attack.
Just trying to test the patience of GenG here a bit.
Fight to the one side. Try to slow the approach. Undercut gets used. Munchkin watching. Karon clearly wary about this position. He's across. Gets the readjust to find the headshot on the kayak. Looking to try to push their way forward here on the side. Munchkin once again is looking to cut them down. Gets himself another 3K. And GenG managed to shrug off the attempts of the Thrifty. Now 1 away from map point.
Man, Munchkin, he is on a mission here on this second half. Just unbelievable what he's accomplishing on this Viper. And his timings with his smokes are so good. The snake bites to just get that little bit of extra delay when he understands that Fnatic has to make a move. And that allows some extra players to shift into positions to make sure that the garage window angle is covered. You saw Karon with Kayak up there. Then him and Foxy9 again on that C site. That's a lot of him, let's be honest. It's a lot of Munchkin who's doing it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, not only does he have 21 kills, he also does have 10 assists. When to play off of this Viper util very nicely.
Nice little double-double for Munchkin.
Actually, you're probably wondering when he gets the opportunity to try to get back into this one. They've been boarding him successfully. So kills haven't been found.
And I'm sure that's part of the game plan for Fnatic, right? Like, don't go at his operator. He wins a very, very high percentage of
Gary, we still have to reading chat, you are audible.
Let's try something a little different, and Munchkin's just having none of it.
It's a low day today for me, bro.
Shanghai,
I'm
it
sorry.
was actually Munchkin with the best KD ratio against Fnatic, so he really understand how to play against Boaster in this team.
Well, 4 ultimates still at the disposal here for Fnatic as we go into another buying round for them. Still, though, not the most comfortable of positions. As you can see, plenty of half armors needing to be purchased.
How is GenG winning this, bro?
Game plan look like here off the back.
Why is it becoming a defender's map?
We've been so good about this, guys. For myself,
How is it becoming a
normally
defender's map? That's my question.
But should be a quick fix so we can get ready to get back. And this gives us some time to interact with you guys.
No tech
here in
pause?
Toronto.
Oh,
You having fun so far?
what did Chronicle do? What did Chronicle do?
Hell yeah.
Put hacks. He's putting hacks, bro.
Let's go.
Guys, he's putting hacks.
I'm a little
No, Riot is putting hacks for Chronicle. No.
How many are going for Fnatic in this series? All right. And how
Why is bro crying?
are going for GenG?
Are you okay, bro? Aspas, layback. The Aspas layback. I see what it
But
is.
I'm pretty sure that I heard the round's going a little bit more for GenG there.
Sleep, bro. YouTube money ain't much. Ayush, a job. Got to do what I gotta do.
Really
I love Mimi.
an important round coming out
My
of
name
this
is
tech
Mimi
pause,
from
by
today
the way.
onwards, guys.
I mean, just to get you guys mentally prepared, there's a ton of balls for Fnatic,
Can
like you
coaches
mentioned.
speak during
Balls
tech
coming
pause?
into cycle. They have everything but the
I
neural
don't.
left.
I don't
it has to come through here.
Technically, no.
Because right now,
I don't think anyone can talk in
give
tech
up any
pause.
more rounds over to GenG. Fnatic's economy as well going to be struggling a bit if they don't win this round. So
correct.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I think we had only one. I don't know how many tech pause we had in VCT, but one tech pause me we couldn't speak to each other. We couldn't talk to coach. I mean, players couldn't talk to each other.
Ultimates needing to space those out.
I see more of a bhai bhai.
Maximum amount of value and spread them across the remaining rounds on this map. We do have some very critical ones to come through. So,
Do you guys see anyone talking to each other? That's my question.
relaxed, poised, settled as we get ready to go back into the game here. Keep the nerves calm, stay focused.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's
You
any
got your
team that
match
can do it.
rescheduled
It's Fnatic
due to
for
tech
sure.
pause. What I just said that. I mean,
Very
like,
battle tested,
for us,
very seasoned across the board.
we couldn't. For us, when we had a tech pause, we couldn't talk to anybody.
Munchkin, though, on GenG's road to playoffs in this Omen player moment. Check
We
it
just
out.
stream tech pause. It is. Nah, let it go. Let it keep going.
사실 모든 페이퍼엑스를 상대본
Bro, I thought GenG just got up and I thought they just gave a win to GenG. What the hell?
너무 스트레스.
That confused me, bro.
사실 페이퍼엑스라는 팀이 분석을 해서 되는 팀은 아니라서 순간순간 판단을 되게 중요시하게 여기는 팀이거든요.
Dude, I thought I zoned out and missed something and came back. Bro.
저희 팀원들 같은 경우는 이제 카론이랑 패치 워낙 상대를
I
많이
really thought I
해봐가지고
missed something. Like,
제가 그
zoned out.
친구들을 컨트롤 해주지 않아도
I missed something and I
잘
was like,
상대를
oh
해줘서
fuck, look at that.
네, 팀원들이 있기 때문에 저는 그래도 괜찮은 편이 아닌가 싶습니다. 솔직히 1세트 때는 제가 좀 많이 절어가지고 경기력이 많이 따라잡혔다고 생각했지만 두 번째부터는 괜찮게 된 것 같아요.
What do you want mod for, bro? Could have just given it to some shit, no? Just like the stream. Moderators, come on. Do what you're doing.
일단
and
폭스나인 같은
get shit
경우는
done.
초반에 저희 팀의 융화되기가 되게 힘들었는데 재성이가 저희가 이야기도 많이 하고 이제 확실히 게임도 많이 진행되다 보니까 좀 적응을 되는 게 느껴져가지고 재성이는 계속해서 성장하고 있다고 느꼈고 지금도 너무 잘해주고 있어서 좋은데 사실 현철이 애쉬 같은 경우는 퍼시픽에서 하면서 좀 많이 힘들긴 했어요. 지금 국제전 와서 느끼고 있는 거는 정말 이제 좀 어떻게 하면 팀이랑 같이 융화되는지
Channel does not exist.
그리고 내 모습을 어떻게
Very
보여줘야
good
되는지
job.
현철이가 잘 느끼고 있는 것 같아가지고 너무
Very
잘하고
good job.
있는 것 같아요.
You know what? I should ban you for it, you know? Don't you think I should? Guys, should I not ban Sanjit for it?
Right there, his own performance feeling like he had a bit of a soft start, and I think the same could be said for how things began here on this Haven, but it has been incredible to see him roar back and really streak his way to the top of the scoreboard in the latter half of this map.
Yeah, I mean, 7 out of the 8 rounds on this half have gone GenG's way, and Munchkin's the biggest piece of that puzzle in just about every possible way you could conceive. You know, It's the IGLing, it's the shooting, it's the util. He is the complete package for sure for GenG. And talking about getting these new players integrated this year for GenG and how they had some struggles early. I mean, they did have to bench Foxy9 for just a short period of time. He comes back in. Since then, Foxy9, one of the best players we had in Pacific in Stage 1. And of course, the known quantities across the board, and Ash looking fearsome during that.
Yo, what's up,
Swiss
sir?
stage.
Shreyas, why are you typing?
So
Are you changing it? I can't see you changing it. That's my. Are you changing
want
it?
to keep just trying to get their way to another trophy, of course, but still trying to.
Did he come back or no? Sunset, I think Sunset gave up. He's not coming back. Guys, he's not coming back.
Halfway point. We're about to have a swap on some of the casters.
It was nice knowing Sunset.
She's on her way to Toronto, and then suddenly tech pauses just kind of
It's working, no?
popping up.
Makes you a little suspicious, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. It's not a coincidence at this point, but I mean, for you guys, are you excited to see
It's opening in Chrome.
here in Toronto?
Oh yeah, it's working.
Back on the international stage again.
Hell yeah.
How about Brennan
It's opening in Chrome, yeah.
Mr. Butterball himself.
It's working.
God.
If you know, I'm sorry that you know.
I did.
It's working, yeah. I mean, I'm in my house. It's
I
working.
wish I could bleach my eyeballs.
Yeah, tech pause. It's Fnatic's way of
looks like we still need a little bit of time, so thank you
momentum.
guys for bearing with us. Be patient.
Shots
We will be
fired.
back. We will get into the rest of this map, so do not go anywhere.
Gary, your hair is growing back. Yeah, it's coming like patches. It's like a weed in the field right now. Weeds. Good. Is it opening your browser? Yeah, it's opening my browser. It's supposed to open your browser. There's no other option. Need sleep, Fnatic lose and go, yaar. Mine is stuck on YouTube, that's why? I don't know, I'm clicking it, it's going to browser. I mean, you need to have the option coming up. It's going to browser. Oh, what the fuck? Gary, RGP when? Don't ask me, bro. I messaged the Nanoleaf guys and told them I want my refund. I don't want to take this anymore. I don't want this headache anymore over my head. So I just said I want my refund. I mean, the man replied to that as well. So yeah. I said, hey, I said, hey, it's taking way too long. This is going to go longer, and I feel I would like a refund instead, since there is no reconfirmation or communication. See, I mean, wait for him to reply for that. If he says, okay, I'm giving you a refund, I'll go and buy some other lights, I guess. Just buy some cool stickers and stick it in the Nanoleaf box.
Alrighty, we are back, still triaging the issues that we do have. So just a quick little update. We need a little bit more time
Just
before
give
we're
me the
ready to
dealer's
go.
number for
But let's go
education.
ahead and zoom in on everybody's new favorite duo. Upon their arrival in Toronto, we had Fnatic's Poser and Crashies. We're given a traditional
not that kind of
Canadian
person.
welcome, which is, of course, a geography quiz with Van Silly. So let's go ahead and check this out.
Welcome to an iteration of Silly Goose or Serious Moose. I'm joined here with Crashies and also Boaster of Team Fnatic. I'm just laughing because these guys are already silly gooses before we even
Tech
started.
was so long, they
To
started
TLDR,
playing.
I have a list of 9 Canadian cities. And it's a
started
true or
playing
false. So
games
if you
as
think
well
it's a
outside the
false
game.
city, that it
What the
doesn't
hell?
exist, you pull up the Silly Goose. And if you think it's a real city, you pull up the Serious Moose. Good?
Yeah, Captain.
All right, Captain, let's start with the first one. Happy Valley Goose Bay.
Oh, it's one of these games.
No, but
is
it's
it?
probably serious. It's probably serious. He's gonna start the game off with something that sounds goosey, but I'm gonna go serious moose.
Serious moves. I trust my brother.
That is the answer correct.
See,
It is
I
serious.
know. He's in your head. He's in your head.
Okay, second one then.
Something
it's
happened.
That could be real too.
It's very similar to Banff, wherever Banff was.
What is it again?
What is Banff? Guelph.
Well,
yeah.
I can't remember what Banff was actually.
It's the national park or something.
National Park.
It's in central Canada, but that's who cares? I'm talking about Guelph here.
Okay.
Guelph.
You choose this one. I chose the last one.
No, we have to do it together.
1, 2, 3.
Oh no.
Shit. Dexter's ready to
Who's
push
right
A
now?
with up.
No, it's serious moose. Guelph is actually in Ontario. It's not too far away from here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, you're 2 out of 2. We'll go with his score.
Do you know what they do there?
No.
Gary,
They
who
do
will
a
be
different
second duelist
variation
on
of
him?
golf. Called
I
Guelph.
will let the
Really?
opponent
No.
find out
Nah.
who's going to be a second duelist.
Guy, comedian.
He's got
Let
jokes.
them do the work.
Yeah, that's me. Bedlington.
Bedlington. I'm putting you to Bedlington.
That's what it is. What is it?
Bedlington.
Yeah, it's pre-recorded, obviously.
Bedlington.
Serious goose.
Sounds real too.
Serious moose or silly goose? Sorry.
Nah, I'm going this one. The odds are saying it's Silly Goose.
It is a silly goose,
Yeah.
so it doesn't
Nice.
exist.
3 for 3.
Yeah, Bedlington. It just doesn't sound like what someone would like. They get to the city and they're like, I'm gonna name this Bedlington. Nah, they'll be like, let's name it. What was the first one again?
Happy Valley Goose Bay.
Yeah, we're like, this is Happy Valley Goose Bay.
Funny thing though, in Ontario, there's actually a lot of little boroughs and cities that finishes with a ton.
Yeah, I thought that too.
That's what I thought.
How about
Alexander
this one, though?
Hamilton.
Yeah,
There you
What
go.
about Timbitson?
What is it?
Timbitson.
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 I see it.
You see it?
Timbitson.
Let me say it in like a French accent. Timbitson.
Ça s'appelle Timbitson.
Timbitson.
Oh.
You want some French? I got you.
That's probably real.
What do you have to do with that voice?
Because that's
true.
like when I
Already
did talk to
spoiled
French
it.
people,
That's
they
his
do
friend.
that.
I just spoke French to you. I didn't do that accent.
That's true as well. I'm gonna go serious moose.
I'm going Silly Goose.
It's actually silly goose.
I knew it.
But
We're even.
Crashies, you tweeted
Daddy
out
house
sorry,
too?
on your
No.
Instagram stories about Timbits and Tim Hortons. Have you
Definitely
tried
Oh,
that?
I have not tried Tim Hortons.
Oh, you only took a picture? You
I only
haven't
took a
tried-
picture of it. But that's why I thought it was
Definitely,
real. Maybe it had something to do with
Maybe
it.
when I clean
That's
up.
where we're first originated,
Yeah.
right?
I've heard that name before.
Have you heard about Uranium City?
Uranium City.
Yeah.
Okay, how many reels?
One short day in Uranium City.
That's a
Is that a
song?
kid show?
No, it's Emerald City from Wicked, but I just
How many series? There's been what?
There's been
3 and
3
2.
serious
Did you
and
guys
2
keep
Silly Goose.
trying to game this true or
We
false
are.
kind
There's
of thing,
9. Uranium City. Welcome to
Shreyas
Uranium
giving
City.
G fans
Uranium City.
reality
We'll do the same thing.
I'm
And then-
going Serious Goose.
I don't
Serious
know what you're
goose?
talking about.
No.
Or
Serious
serious
I don't
moose?
even know if
Serious
you
goose.
guys
Let
are
me
going
pull
to
up the sign. Yeah, throw it
nine
up.
dollars.
It is true.
Yes.
Nice.
And if I'm not mistaken, since 2021 now, there's probably only like 51 people.
I had a
living
deja
there.
vu.
It used to be like a mining
I just
city,
had a
so it was,
deja
like, super
vu.
popular, but
And I
now-
thought that Rushi comes into the stream.
Next one
The
is
fuck?
Perry Sound.
What the fuck
Let me
deja
see-
vu
Perry
is
let me
that?
see what it looks
Perry
like.
Sound.
Nah, if it was P-E-R-R-I,
Yeah,
I'd
I
agree.
Silly goose.
Silly Goose.
It's actually Serious Moose.
Ah,
Yeah.
we've been
bamboozled.
If I remember
Harry.
correctly as well for that one,
And
it's
they
like the
did
biggest
confirm it's
natural
judo.
docking area for like people to come through and like dock their ships.
Ah,
right? So,
Ah.
and it's also like a biggest city for like karate stuff. So because you parry and there's like that's fake though.
Mind game.
What else?
Mind
Guys
what?
just throwing
Mind
curveballs, and we
games.
just watched Blue
Mind who?
Jays.
Makes me
Mind
believe 'em.
Let's
games.
do the last one. Chilliwack.
Let me see
Chili
it.
wag.
Let me see what that looked like. Chili wag. That's probably real as well, bro.
Nice.
Only wait, 2 L's. Chili wag.
2 L's and an I now instead of
It's not a
Parry.
food city.
Parry was with a Y, and now this one's with an I. Chili whack.
What was the last one?
Just
Parry
Chilliwack.
Goose or
And it was
something.
real?
Parryville.
Perry Sound. Perry Sound. It was serious.
Perry
the last
Sound.
one, yeah. We'll do the same thing.
Chilliwack.
Count of 3. 1,
I'm
2,
going silly.
3. Throw him up. It's actually Serious Moose.
Yeah, of course.
It's in the West Coast. It's known for like going outdoorsy, beaches, kind of stuff, cottage life.
But not known for chili.
Not known for
that
chili.
chili be whack.
Canada's known for being chilly in the wintertime, though. But that was all the time we have, guys. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank
And
you.
hopefully, you're going to be
Wait,
able to
is
make Masters Toronto your city for
Bro,
Fnatic.
for a second I thought it was
Right.
for a second.
I like
what the
I'm
hell?
happy our main game isn't this
I'm
one.
sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I really thought it was for a second, bro. Maybe I'm very sleepy.
Good to see that those guys
There
are
was
having a
to
good
be
time,
some
and
clip with the team for
that's just fan
someone.
silly. He's not putting up a front.
What
He's
are the
not putting
updates
up
on
for the
that?
cameras. That's
There was
just
a
who he is. Dad
there was
jokes
to be
abound,
some
and I
clip
feel
with the team for
horrendous being
someone.
around both you and he at this event.
It is pretty
because-
brutal, and now
I
GB's here
understand
too.
that.
Yeah, just grinding my
It's a
gears
triple threat.
steadily across the last few days. As you guys see, we are still parsing through the issues. issues. fans talking about it there, seeing if Fnatic can make Toronto their city at the end of this event, if they are going to be able to go ahead and pick up that trophy. There are a couple rounds separated here from GenG, but for now, let's pass it back over to the analyst desk and get their thoughts on the action so far.
Thank you very much, Achilles and Paperton. I've got Mimi and Kakuka with me.
Actually, you guys will know
again.
more because
GenG are
I'm not
currently
wearing
in the
headphones, I'm
lead,
not
and
wearing
Mimi,
sound,
5
I'm
of
not
those
wearing
rounds
anything, I'm
came
just
from
watching without
pistols
that.
and bonus.
I'm just
Yeah,
sitting
honestly,
here
GenG had a
with
pretty
no
rough
sound,
first half, but they've had
nothing.
great
I'm
ideas
just sitting
on
here
how to
and
win
just watching
both
the
of these
chat.
pistol rounds. I want to start by looking back at the first one here, because I think they have a lot of really
You said
interesting
someone will go to
ideas
Korea or
with this
somewhere
Neon.
to
And
VCT.
Texture as a player is so good at taking
When
those
I said that.
opportunistic timings of fighting deeper than a lot of other people did, and that's kind of what won them the first pistol, that second
So
round,
please
and
mute
having
is
that
for
plus the
us
pistol and the
also.
bonus in the second half is what kept them
You want the
in the
stream to be
game to get
muted?
this
No, I
comeback
don't
going
think you want the stream
Yeah,
to be
absolutely,
muted.
because
I
that
think
first
people
half
want
we
to
saw
listen
Fnatic
to
that was
gun
having a
sounds and
lot of
the
ideas.
sole
We
point
saw
of
Kaya
watching
with a
the
lot of
game is
aggression.
because
I
of gun
love
sound
to
and
see
everything. It's just
that
today
we're
I
getting
don't-
that from him.
I
But
don't-
as we're seeing right here, Mimi, I know that you wanted to talk about this pistol.
Yeah, this
I
is what I
can
was talking
hear
about, right? Because
my
they go into what looks like just a B hit, and then they're fighting through their own wall.
Jeez,
Texture
and
packs all the way up
everything
into heaven,
gunning
kills
down.
the A anchor, and then is running deep into CT spawn. Fnatic thinks it's an A hit, but he's there to backstab and get to. It was such a nice round, but GenG
with the
up
masters.
after this second half comeback.
Yeah, a brilliant chance for
Yeah,
GenG to
this was
close
something else.
everything out as well. I believe the audio issue has been resolved, so it's time to get back into this game.
some
Over to you,
marcas.
Seth and Clint.
All right.
What's the score? 11-9. Tech Boss. Tech Boss gear. They put gear also. They put why the Tech Boss? Or is it always Tech Boss gear? I don't know. Let's resume. As soon as I muted the stream, it resumed.
4 ultimates to utilize here for Fnatic as they go into this buy.
Such an important round. The economy as well on a precipice for Fnatic. They've got to get this one to go. Alpha, all the odds.
Spots it out, still considering pushing forward, but is alone on that side of the map. In the meantime, Kayaks heads up with the dimensional drift, getting the spot here onto Ash. He's gonna have to go for the exit. Front side of the box, does manage to get out to safety. This Hunter's Fury gonna be set up here. On the side of Crash, Kayaks almost right for one, right for two. Ash both gonna be taken down.
No Ash.
Some damage across as Texture gets himself situated here in heaven. Trying to see what he gets spot out as the cam gets cleared. But for now, 5v3. Texture getting tagged here by the drone. Has to back away. Munchkin ends up getting dropped. It's just Texture and Karan. Trying to see if they can somehow turn this on its head.
Look at Chronicles.
Yeah, I think they wanted broke.
Ready.
Yeah, they broke the momentum, bro.
Karan now.
That's just
no other choice.
sad. What a fucker Tech Pause was that,
here would make it
bro.
costly. The economy from Fnatic has been the
Broke the
strongest.
momentum.
We're talking about how important this round is. Ult's
Man,
committed,
man.
not too many. They still have 2 to go. They're able to go ahead and stabilize the economy in economically flawless fashion. What I mean to say is there we go. 1 round now separating the 2 teams.
Yeah, that's huge. The fact that you're able to keep that ISO ult
Playing
for
dirty.
this follow-up round
I don't think so.
is going to be really impactful. I'm even seeing
Something actually just
GenG
happened.
consider not going with the op. We'll see what Texture wants to stick with, but just a great dimensional drift. Ash on an island could never really stabilize the aim. So a little bit cold coming out of that tech timeout.
That's going to be a good round to witness as a Fnatic fan. Texture on an aggro line, full flash connecting, damage as well, going to be dealt. Just managed to escape with the slide. He's going for an overdrive in the latter parts of this round, a bit more risky.
Yeah, you can see they're punishing his tendency to try to hold long A there with some good util combos. So again, Fnatic
What you guys been
finding some
crazy
new
about,
answers for how to deal with this operator. Ash only going to see 1 player there. The Omen, though, leads you to believe that it still could be A. Texture's trying to push forward.
Good amount of information that he's going to be gaining, though.
You and Bloodmonger only
Play
talk
on
about
this side of the
cuties
map.
and Mortys.
Tripwire set up there at window. See what he can get done. Just dancing around it for now. Gate crash going to be destroyed.
GenG's got the read.
Ultimate Bay Chronicle. About to peek into this, and Texture finds the shot.
It's you.
The back line now going to be opened up. Kayak going to be spotted. Some counter spray coming through. He falls low. Alfier in the meantime, kill contract. He's the grab the count. He's able to win the fight. Take it down. Ash now striking from the cubby. Overdrive pop. The pass line about to fall. Dancing around him. A Boaster finds the shots. And Ash has everything to do. Boaster has the ult. TPs across the map. Doesn't go for the cancel. Doesn't try to play any mind games. Spike gets planted. She's gonna blind fish for this one. He's hoping to try to find a tag.
The two sides not checked out.
Boaster eludes capture. The drop down, the noise made. Boaster tucked into the corner. He has a recon online. Does he think about it? No!
Oh my god, he checked it, bro. He checked it.
Monster is 4K. We'll get GenG.
Oh shit, he checked it now, bro.
That has to be infuriating for Boaster. I think he read that scenario very well, but Ash just read it better.
Pulling off the Red Bull clutch yet again. Saw it from him in Swiss.
Why the hell would he check that angle?
Seems like he's still not skipping a beat.
Oh my goodness. What a round there.
I guess he got a feeling, instinct.
Might be able to take this, but that
Instinct is
early
part of
kill
the game.
by Texture keeps one extra player from the back lines of Fnatic being able to push forward onto A. And Ash is able to hold
Boaster was
title.
daydreaming that because Boaster also didn't expect me to check that.
Boaster had a TP out of there. Just waving to
It was
him.
not obvious. He had many angles to hide.
Turn on the flash, the peek, the attempt for the flick. Texture does not get taken down, but Ash does, but not before finding Kayak. So in the end, a 1-for-1 with Texture down to 14 health. Overall, Fnatic do come out on top of that, given that they still do have Alfier. Try to give them a bit of entry power.
Yeah, they've still got some great ideas on how to layer that util. Texture down in sewer.
Getting out wider and wider on this angle. There's the peek. There's the shot. Shield not at the ready. Likely not going to be anticipating the Texture. Would be so bold to try to go for that pick. Chronicle does manage to find him as the neural theft gets the ping reveal. Telling a story here of this team flying around the back. As we go into a 3v3, Fnatic looking for 2 rounds consecutive to keep themselves afloat here in the map.
No, I don't think so yet. Fnatic has a good position.
A util to work with here.
Fnatic has a good position over GenG.
Nano for Foxy9.
Munchkin finds one. It would give them a hit online as well.
They clear the short and long, so.
TP across the way from Kara.
Where's the open?
Up in heaven. The other two playing back at the A connector. The paranoia at the ready time starting to tick. So they have them cleared off of this spike here for the moment. Looking for the hold, the dart going through. Karen's going to be taken down, and there you go. Just a firing squad. Crashies collects the final 2. This map not over yet. This Fnatic 1 away from taking us to overtime.
Man, they just do such a good job understanding that situation. That neural theft so valuable from Chronicle.
Vice? What do you mean Vice? Vice is a very bad pick in this map, obviously.
And then they're able to set themselves up on the defender side of the map to defend that post plant. And there's just nothing GenG can do. Trying to get a little tricky with some quick rotations around into the attacker's side. But
this though, big clutch attempt playing Boaster. He gets left out to dry. Paranoia now allows the Texture to slowly drip back away. They get in, they get a kill, they get out.
And now GenG wants to get proactive for that A main control. They're very successful.
On the Kayak as well as Munchkin is looking to try to just tear them apart. Nano, however, does end up getting cleared. Snake bite, a little further delay. Trying to flush out that alarm bot. Does get found.
Chronicle just trying to clear any other util that might be there.
Because I'm dozing off.
Still tucked into that corner. Drone doesn't see Texture.
Just jiggling on the angle. There's Kayak. Sends out a couple warning shots.
I might call it.
Crashies ready to go here
I might
for
call
the
it
lineup.
after this map.
Chronicle slowly
I'm
backpedaling in
feeling
mid.
really
Still enough time for another rotation, so GenG has to keep their feet planted.
Flashes over the top. Texture on the reposition.
30 seconds left.
Checks, sees that it's a fake. Finds a headshot there on the Kayak, pushes out. Shield gonna be reset though for Alpha. Khan holds here on the wide angle, spots it, breaks it, kills him off.
Spike down A.
Man was like, this was calling it? Let me gamble all.
With not much time to work with, 12 seconds remaining here on
What
the
if I
clock.
lied?
10 seconds left.
Knows where one's at. Should have heard Chronicle arriving here on the side. They need to push forward. They just cannot make it happen.
Man's done.
13-11. GenG.
I thought Fnatic was going to win that one.
They take the win on their first pick of Haven.
A defensive masterclass from both teams here on Haven, but GenG's just a little bit stronger. What a great start to this match.
Great start. A little bit slow in the middle. But now things are ramping up. We've got plenty more action coming up. His split is on the horizon. Don't go anywhere.
I don't care about 150. How did I steal it? If you won, you would have been like, oh yeah, I won this, I won that.
I know, we won.
And when you lost, you say I
I
stole.
know I want ya.
I like how it is. I like this game.
There you go, go like this.
Yeah. and when you win and then when you win, you'll be like ha ha ha. Ooh.
I know you want me. Hold on.
So
when
I think
am I winding up the
out,
stupid
guys. I'm out. Sorry. Not long
now I'll whip him up now. Stupefy! Texture. Wait, they're not even there.
3 hours stream. I don't know time. Actually, time flew. See you guys tomorrow. I love you all. Tomorrow matches are going to be really fun. I hope I get a better mood tomorrow. Now going back to home. I'm sleeping here. I have a bed here. My wife is here as well today. She's home. Take care, guys. I love you all. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. Whoever donated today was Sanji and Destroyer. Thank you. Thank you for everyone who's watching till the end as well. Love you all. Support me and I support you. We all support each other, yeah? Love you all.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Hopefully I'll catch you guys tomorrow.
Let me show you how to focus.
Nice shot, bro.